Hello and welcome to Boarding Party's Pokemon DnD campaign. Featuring Bentley Woods, CJ, Phoebe Wilheim, Milo Reuter, and D. Blackwater. I'm Drew, the Game Master for the Lyris region. Smoke billows from the shards of the stone as the twins lock eyes, awaiting their fates. Hi everybody. Welcome back. Session 82. Time to bring the mood way down. Because when we last left you, having defeated the Haxorus, the world began to shake and quake and bubble and boil. Our two good friends, Howl and Growl, were racing towards the Source Stone.
It was like goop, wasn't it?
And the moment I left off
Kind of.
was Howl placing his paw on the stone. Many things happen here. The lot of you are almost immediately blinded by the just billowing smoke. And you're nearly deafened by the cries and roars of pain as Howl places his paw on the Firestone. CJ, as you're looking into the smoke trying to see what's going on, you see Growl just get ejected. He gets thrown back towards you and just kind of skids into the ground to a stop. He tries to run back in, but the smoke is just too thick. He literally can't make any progress in there.
Oh.
Milo, please make a perception check if you would. From the edge of the smoke.
Such a waste to make this a proficiency.
Yep.
7.
All right. Milo,
even when you preface it, it's like, yeah, you're right.
the only thing you're able to see is this still somewhat obscured, but obviously very bright flow of magma in the vague shape of Howl. As you all hear him just roaring out in pain. That bright shining form begins to diminish, slowly but steadily. As the cries get weaker and quieter, the smoke fades, as a little ways in front of you now stands a newly formed, reasonably sized volcano. The Source Stone itself is gone, as is Howl.
Where did he go? Where did he go? Where did he go?
I don't know, dude.
What happened? What was any of that?
I'm gonna start like running around to see if there's like a cave entrance of any kind.
Okay, give me an investigation check.
Is this like an actual volcano, like a huge...
Actively
It's
erupting.
like reasonably sized in that it's like a good sized hill,
Okay.
but it's definitely like there's some volcanic nature in it.
Okay.
It didn't like spawn a mountain, but
Okay.
it's probably like a 40-foot rise now.
Alright.
Jeez.
It's decent.
18.
It's like a
18.
4-story apartment building out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Solid.
Milo,
hill.
you don't find any caves or entrances or anything to this. You do see a pile of ashes where the stone was, and therein a Houndoom resting beneath them.
Wait, what?
Resting beneath the ashes?
Mm-hmm.
Like
As
like,
you approach, some wind kind of like pushes a little bit of the soot away, and you can see a large horn sticking out of the ground, covered in ash.
Mortar's gonna go up to the newly formed volcano hill and just like put a hand to it and see if he like senses or feels anything.
Yeah, you know what, Mortar, let's get a nature check from you.
Okay.
A vibes check?
Yeah,
Give me
the
a vibe
vibes.
check. Oh boy, his intelligence is garbage. Smart duck. That's a 1.
Oh,
Not a
one.
natural
Oh, boy.
1, but
Okay.
with modifiers it goes down to a 1.
Okay, yeah, Mortar, you're just like, 'tis a hill, nothing more.
He is very stupid.
We're always here. Why are we looking at it?
It was always here.
He is
Even though
wise,
he's
but he
You
witnessed
guys
is
don't remember walking over the mountain all those times we've gone back and forth? There's always been a hill here.
God.
Growl at this point is going to run back in now that there's no barrier and
Okay.
do his best to poke at Howl and be like, hey, man. Hey. You okay?
Howl, or I should say the Houndoom, stirs.
Oh. Okay.
Opens its eyes. Acknowledges Growl as like, we are the same. Stands up and just kind of shakes off all the soot. It is unmistakably Howl's body, but Milo immediately the demeanor's completely different. There's no acknowledgement of you as a trainer or of anybody else around. Even to Growl, he seems to just be acknowledging like, yeah, you're a Houndor, what's up?
Hey, Howl. Like slowly approach like a zookeeper would to try to trank a bear. Paint a picture.
Predator keeper here. Hey,
Yeah.
don't kill me.
At no point does he look at you. He's just kind of acknowledging Growl, looking around a little bit. The tail's kind of flicking through the soot under his feet.
Are you alright? Is it? It sounded like that hurt, but I mean, you saved the world, buddy. No, like get closer. Keep getting closer.
Yeah, it does not make any effort to lash out or flee, but there's almost nothing there.
D, what's going on? What was any of that? You said that Pokemon would be lost? But is that Howl? Or not Howl? I'm confused. What's going on?
I mean, it looks like him, but it doesn't feel or seem to be him. Maybe whatever Howl once was is just gone, and that's what that pile of ash once was Howl.
Does it have the Source Stone on its body anywhere? Like, can you see it?
No, this appears to be not even like a bog standard Houndoom. This is just a Houndoom. The markings on it are distinct to what Howl looked like, but the personality and demeanor are gone, and there is no essence of fire in this creature.
And there's no stone.
So it's just like a dog.
Basically. Very large, bone dog.
And the stone is gone, right?
Yes, there is no sign of the stone other than the massive
Ash.
hill behind you and all
Oh.
the ash everywhere.
Can Bentley try and do a perception check on Howl's Pokeball?
Yeah.
Uh, 16.
Okay. It is similar to what you've seen a Pokeball that failed to catch its mark looks like.
Question: this hill volcano, is it like ash and smoke coming out of it,
No,
kind of thing?
no.
Or is it
it's
just like
very large. It looks like it's made of darker rock and earth. There's no smoke or anything coming off it, but it is noticeably warmer here.
okay? Is there does it come to like a flat piece to where it
Yeah.
possibly dips down in?
Yeah, like it
Okay.
levels off at the top, but you'd have to
Climb
hike
it.
on up to see the top.
Can I attempt to do that? And if
Yeah.
I notice that this new Houndoom is getting agitated, D would stop.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd make my attempt to kind of walk up there and kind of peek in to the top of it.
Give me a perception check, just kind of as you're heading on up there.
Moving on.
17.
Okay. The further up the mountain you get, the Houndoom that's standing at the base doesn't seem to notice, really care. It's almost like looking at something that's just completely catatonic. It's aware that creatures are around it, but it's almost like whatever made Howl has just been ripped out of this Houndoom. But as you're walking up, as the sun's kind of just cresting down for like the late afternoon. It's kind of bright as you're heading up there, and you swear for a second you see the silhouette of a Houndoom at the top of this hill, just roaring with fire. It's got these massive, like, volcanic wings almost rising from behind it. But as you get to the top of the hill, it's just flat. There's grass over the top. Nothing.
Like there's no opening?
No opening.
Hmm.
It's still warmer up here. And you're noticing kind of around the region, centered out from you guys, the clouds are kind of just being dispersed.
Okay.
But there are no other signs of hell.
Okay. Yeah, I'll make my way back down.
Milo, look at Hal's Pokeball.
I'll take a look at it.
It's almost like it stopped working.
Kind of seems like he's almost not a Pokemon anymore.
Yeah. Where'd the stone go? Why is there this hill? This is so weird.
I don't know. I'm just gonna keep petting him. Seeing like if he's just like taking stuff in, and like if he's like a dog that's like figuring out his bearings, like he just teleported here kind of deal, or if he's like a vegetable.
Give me an insight check.
You know what
Sounds
I
like
mean?
he's a vegetable. He's a veggie tail now.
6.
6? Honestly, it could be either.
Does it look like he could still like have capabilities that Hal would have, like producing fire, you know, nothing like that?
No.
Like he looks like a mundane
Where Howl and
puppy.
Growl kind of just emanate this heat, and if you look at him, it's like a hot street in the summer. There's always like smoke and a little bit of magma drool kind of pulling up there. Howl's got none of this now.
Does Growl still have it?
Hmm?
Okay.
Oh, Growl's is back in full force. Him and Mortar are both like very vibrantly, almost on fire just from proximity to what just happened. But
Can I make a history check to recall any more information about the vision or story that we were told?
yes.
Okay. To see if anything like that would about this situation here specifically.
Nope.
No,
That's
no.
fitting. Natural one.
You can absolutely
No.
The dice.
Why?
Remember what you remember.
I guess
Carry
so.
over from last time. All right, all three
Yeah.
of you, 0.
The dice remember from last time. Everybody
my
has
God.
already tried. You guys have tried so hard to recollect everything about it, but so much has happened to you in like
Yeah.
3 days.
Dude.
I'm gonna turn on my eyes and go over to Hal and look at him and be like, "Are you okay? Can you understand me?" Okay.
Did you guys say Jax is on the way?
Yeah.
He should be. I mean, we sent him a message, but we left like an hour before we sent the message, so
It'll probably be a couple hours.
it could be a while before he gets here. Evinrude was back and was gonna try and coax him this way, so we're waiting on Evinrude too, but
Cut to Evinrude. What do you say? I
speaking
can't do that.
of Evinrude, D, so for a moment we kind of forgot about putting the like radar thing.
I thought we were just gonna say that we.
Well, I said no more lies. We're all being honest. So
It's
anyway,
not really a lie.
we went to the canyon, and then CJ remembered like, oh, we need to do this thing. So we sent Evinrude into town, and Evinrude, like stroke of genius, just flew all the way there, planted the radar, got that all up and running, and then came back. So
Dang,
that's
Evinrude.
that's all figured out. He crit.
Dang.
We forgot. We were like, oh shit. And then
They were
Evinrude
explaining it
crit,
to
and
him.
He's like, yeah, I got it. Boom, highest tower, boom, bye. Like, okay,
They
cool.
explained it to him like, you take it there and you do this, and then a Porygon will come out. He's like,
All this technical stuff,
Gotcha.
and everyone's like, sure.
Not a problem.
Okay.
Just took it, planted on the highest peak, and we're good.
it was a high
Incredible.
DC, and he nailed it. It was
What a
great.
mad lad.
Yeah,
sick.
it was pretty cool. So
Well,
The way that started,
appreciate
I
it.
thought it was gonna be like, we're gonna talk about that. Like, yeah. Anyway, CJ picked up a rock, used it like a baseball bat, and just broke it.
I don't know why he did it, but
Yeah, we figured that it got good signal because I got a message from the professor. I believe it was from the professor, or was it from them? I can't remember. That something like that. It was up in Xantha.
Oh, you got theirs.
Oh, was it their message? That's what it was.
Crystal clear came on red too.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
that's what it was. That's why we were able to communicate back and forth.
yeah. So point being, thanks, and Jack's probably got the message. So I'm hoping that he could show up, maybe shed some light on what happened.
Yeah.
Maybe I guess we just have to chill and wait it out until he hopefully gets here.
Yeah. Well, Jack's told us that he was the guardian of the stone.
Him personally?
That's what he
That's
said.
what he said.
And he
Really?
said that he failed to protect it, and he was really
It's very
been out of shape
confusing.
about it and kind of lost all hope with all things. His Houndoom was nowhere to be seen. His Typhlosion was like Mortar and all the other fire types, just had no fire powers. But yeah, he said that he was the guardian and he lost to one of the Team Rocket members.
What?
CJ,
Wait.
do you want to tell them?
Does that mean they're the guardian of the stone then?
I don't know.
The Team Rocket person?
It's very confusing, and I don't think so because she died.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, who's she?
It was one of my sisters.
Why is your sister here?
She did it. She did all of it.
Did all what?
All of it.
What's all of it?
All of this.
The monster thing?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what you're saying your sister like works for Team Rocket or something like that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Dee just walks away now.
I mean, it kind of explains why you guys are so passionate about them, in a way.
Well, so CJ ran away because he didn't want to be a part of all the evil doings that they do, and his sister, one of his siblings, was basically in charge of this whole mission. She created the Stonebreaker, that thing, and it was meant to, like, find and I guess absorb Source Stones. And I think Tropius was able to find the Firestone and grab it and flee before it got to it, which was good.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess something happened where removing it caused all the fire to stop. I don't really know. Or maybe it's just because it didn't have a guardian anymore. But yeah, their goal, I'm assuming, was to have this thing go around absorbing all of the Source Stones and taking its power, but it seems like it more just would have ruined the entire world.
What is Tropius doing now that this all has occurred?
Tropius has largely just sort of collapsed from exhaustion.
So passed out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is still conscious,
Right.
but it's just like, I don't know.
Resting.
He's like, okay, threat's over, the adrenaline has worn off, I'm
Right.
I'm just gonna lay here.
gonna
for a
lay
while.
down for a
Right,
bit.
right.
Like equivalent of like exhaustion points kind of like thing.
Yeah. So
Okay.
to put it in perspective, Tropius is currently sitting at 4 levels of exhaustion.
Holy cow.
Okay.
Because Tropius has not been able to just stop for several days.
Yeah. Fair.
Okay. All right, man.
You know, how are you okay? You feeling okay?
I don't know.
Kind of like a shock and awe.
I don't know what's happening, but it worked, and Tropius seems to be resting, so I'd imagine it wouldn't unless things were fine, so I
Yeah,
take some
true.
comfort in that.
Yeah.
Well, you're a bigger man than I could be. Or boy.
You're now a man.
This is how Pokemon trainers become men. They save the
You
world.
just sprout one hair.
Mm.
Bentley's gonna go over and sit next to Tropius and just kind of like pat its leg. Its gigantic leg.
tree trunk legs.
Yes.
Milo, mind if I borrow the PC real quick?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm gonna swap out Kingpin and Biohazard for Neek and Red Puppy.
Okay.
I'll let Red Puppy kind of out and doing his thing. He's red?
Red Puppy hits the field, just tumbles out like an overgrown puppy. He's just tongue out and just is like
Oh, Jesus.
runs over towards you. He's like, throw a stick, please throw a stick. And you see fires just like spewing off the sides of him. He's like, come on, let's play.
And I'll usher him over towards Milo to hang out with Milo.
Okay.
A little bit.
He will barrel towards you, tongue out.
And if you guys are looking, you'll see that Dial-Up has a third Magnemite now that has like a dent in it.
Yo.
Is Ruby gray anymore?
No.
Yay.
Yeah, if Ruby is out, she is vibrant orange once more. The tail flame is ablaze.
Yay.
And she'll just very silently walk over and try to hold your hand. And give you a cookie if you'll take it. That's what she does.
And Rose is now wearing a bandana. What did you say it was?
It's the red and white checkers, like a picnic blanket.
A red and white picnic blanket checkered bandana.
I love it.
That has like a blue glowing stone in it,
Oh.
just around her neck.
Oh.
What happened when Phoebe got my attention during the battle?
Oh, she basically was just like, hey, what are you doing? And you kind of just snapped out of whatever fugue state you'd put yourself in.
Right. Where did that go, though?
Just like disappeared.
It
It's
just disappeared?
Yeah. She basically snapped you out of like a half dream and you just woke up and it was gone.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Mm.
So Bentley's gonna go rummaging through his pack and just take out little, like, I guess boxes, I guess. And he's just gonna go around and hand them to Milo, Phoebe, and Dee. Milo, you have 2 gifts. Dee, you have a gift from Jax.
Oh.
And Phoebe, you have a gift from the departed Arthur. Milo, 1 is from Jax, 1 is from Arthur.
Mm-hmm.
We got these in Xantha. Milo and Phoebe, yours are from Arthur. Milo, you also have one from Jax, and Dee, that's from Jax. I don't know what they are, but he told us to wait until everything kind of goes back to normal. And now that it seems like the weather's not as crazy and Tropius is relaxing, I feel like it's pretty safe to give them to you guys, but you don't have to open them now if you don't want to, but they're yours.
You know, I don't know what I did to receive a gift, but I mean, I'm not gonna say no, I guess.
I'll take it if you don't want it.
No.
Not what I said.
Still no.
But yeah, Dee will open it
Okay.
just to see what it is.
Yeah, D, as you open your box and I open another page of my notes.
Do you get the Laris region's highest honor, being tech genius?
Great!
It's
Just a
badge
piece
that
of
says
paper.
tech genius. And that's it.
It's just a certificate. I'm like, I know.
It's like an enlarged JPEG. It's super blurry.
Dang.
Just super blurry. It's signed.
There's
by
a
Jax.
teddy bear in the bottom corner.
Oh my god.
Okay, there we go.
Be the
Sorry,
most
Drew, I didn't
condescending
mean
thing
this.
ever.
you're-
Underneath the Scotch tape that says Tech Genius is like cutest teddy bear, and you're like, what the heck?
I, in my infinite wisdom, forgot the name of the Cinder Badge, which is what is in the box that is designated for D.
Oh.
For the record, the tag on both of your gifts says open at the end of the world.
Okay.
That is what he said. I was going to mention it, but CJ is not in the place right now to remember things like that.
Yes. The Cinder Badge is inside D's gift, and it says, D, please don't assume that you don't still owe me a battle at some point, but if you manage to take down the thing that made me look like a chump, clearly you're more deserving of this than I am.
It's fair. Can't argue that logic.
I hold it up and I was like, I guess it's earned. Like, I'm not gonna say no because I feel like that's rude, but I'm gonna earn it one way or another at some point, fairly. And I'll pin it to the inside of my beanie.
Yeah. Cinder badge get.
Woo!
So what are the ones that say open at the end of the world? I thought that was just the
Those
Jax
are the two
one.
from Jax.
No.
One
Okay.
for D and one for Milo.
Okay.
I'll open mine.
Yours is very, very similarly worded.
Assumed. Okay.
Says, I know you gave this back to me because you didn't feel like you earned it. But if you survive what's coming, it's more than earned.
Oh, did he like assume that this was the end of the world, supposedly?
Pretty much.
Okay.
It's like,
that was how I read
he's
it.
like,
Okay.
if this thing doesn't get stopped,
Yeah.
It's
it's
the end
probably
of-
over anyway.
That's
And
a
if you
fair
do stop
assumption.
it beat me handily.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is tougher than anything I could throw at you in a gym. Take these badges.
dope.
Jax is not a sentimental man. He's just like, here's badge. Take.
Doesn't
You
look
won.
like one.
You won, Jim.
You
Take
strong.
badge.
You won, Jim. You do good.
You don't know what is in the beefcake heart.
Lots of emotions.
And bacon.
Locked away behind muscle.
Cholesterol.
They are stuck in this
Some
big
diabetes.
rock muscle body.
I don't know why Jax became
Russian.
a Russian
Out of nowhere.
bodybuilder.
It is now.
Or just Eastern
Going to
European.
pop
Canon.
you up.
Just
Eastern European.
Yes,
bodybuilder.
general. I was just trying
Yeah.
to be very, very generic.
Just offend everyone at once.
Sorry.
Yes, so the two of you can mark down that you have
Ooh,
a cinder badge.
And then
Sweet.
Phoebe and Milo still have the gifts from Arthur, just so I'm keeping
Yes.
track.
I'm gonna open Arthur's gift.
Flibby.
Yes. Phoebe,
Mm-hmm.
Arthur, also very bad at self-expression.
Okay.
So there are no notes other than Phoebe on the box.
Nice.
But when you open it
I
up,
like this guy.
Weird
Very-
purple hair girl.
very
It's like a message I
nicely
would leave.
wrapped in like a little velvet inlay is a small phial of water.
Okay.
And sitting next to it, wrapped in this like little tissue paper cocoon,
Okay.
is a small brown seed.
Ooh.
Uh-huh.
But yes, so Phoebe, for your notes, if you'd like to, you can write down a phial of mystic water
Mystic.
and a small brown seed.
Do I recognize the seed?
Make a nature check.
You can put it with your scale and your fang.
Yes.
That we completely forgot about.
Yes.
12.
12? It's some variety of flower seed.
Okay.
You don't think it's going to do anything like world changing, but Arthur probably saw it and was like, I know somebody who likes plants.
Okay. Sweet.
Can I borrow the PC
It's
again?
true. He's not wrong.
Okay. I'm gonna do a.
Whoa.
Wait, what-
I can't pet you the whole time.
Yes, you can.
buddy.
Yes, you can.
I'll allow it.
You have to. You can pet him.
You are my
I rolled a
owner.
4. You can pet him for 40
You are
minutes.
my father, my caregiver, the bringer of food.
I'm gonna borrow the PC again. Do a full team swap to Monty, Violet, Arjan, and Derby,
Okay.
and then climb the mountain, the little hill, whatever it is.
Okay. Hill it up. Oh. Okay. So you swap your team. You climb the mountain, the hill. You reach the top of the hill.
Just
Just
hi.
It was the Houndoom. Don't mind him.
Yeah.
I'd like to do just one more perception check,
Mhm.
hopefully, to see if I just see anything from this height of, or on the hill that maybe shows what happened to the stone, or Howell's essence, or,
Mhm.
like, is he the guardian now? Is the stone just buried in this hill? What's
All right.
going on?
Give me. This would be insight more than anything else as you reach the top of the hill. Because there's not so much to see.
I raise you investigation. I'm just kidding.
There's a lot to feel.
Okay.
So I'll say you can do insight or nature. But
Do you want me to do this?
you would learn
I have
different
better
things.
bonuses.
No, I'll do nature.
Okay.
15.
Okay.
15.
There you go, buddy.
Okay. You feel very protected at the top of the hill. Similar to how you would feel if you were on watch and Howl was with you. You feel very safe. Feel very warm. And as all your little buds are kind of out sitting around beside you, you're kind of looking down to them. You swear for just a second you see 2 big Houndoom feet behind him. And as you look up to see, there's nothing there.
Okay.
However, Arjan, as well as Mortar and Growl, and a lot of you are kind of beginning to understand, the Source Stone has kind of planted itself here. And the area over the course of time will probably become more and more similar to Xantha.
How far are we from Xantha? Or would we know?
Like a
hour and a half out.
little.
On walking time.
No, you guys are actually
Yeah,
pretty
we're further.
far way out. Because you guys walked for most of a day,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're
then
right.
woke up and walked like an hour
Oh,
after
you're right,
sending
you're right,
Evinrude. So Evinrude's got like a 7-hour journey ish. Because I always forget. I keep thinking you guys sent him like right away. But you sent him and then kept going. So even if Evinrude gets back to where you guys sent him from, he's got to keep going.
Yeah,
same
but we
direction.
didn't get very far distance-wise before we
Yes.
started running into the traps.
Yeah, you guys are also, for the record, still just smack in the middle of Claw Smasher territory.
Yeah.
And there's a big corpse of a beastie.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave Mute out so he, with his crown and the claw, and kind of have him stand as like a presence.
Okay.
Knowing that, like, you know, he is now king of said one of the Sneasel gangs, just to kind of just look like a jerk, I guess, like he usually does. So,
I'd like to talk to my team about because I'm sure Monty's seen stones in passing. I think Violet has, Arjan probably not so much, and Derby not so much. But
Yeah, Arjan, other than like standing on the stone a little bit,
yeah,
like an hour prior,
yeah,
he's like, I don't know
yeah.
what you're doing.
So
It's like much ado about pebbles. I don't know. This seems a little silly.
I'm not into crystals.
to save everyone like 40 minutes, basically explain to them, you know, like Crash has one and Nubster's tusks are things, and these like
Our things.
yeah,
Tusks or things.
and these stones have power,
We're having an anatomy lesson.
you know, so and there's something that protects
Yeah.
each of them. Anyway, so the one we just were around, Derby, Arjan, or Derby didn't see it, but Arjan, you were just standing on it. That was the fire stone, and that monster was trying to take it and take its power and destroy the world, and we defeated it. And it was a crazy fight, and knowing that something else was gonna come take it, and we needed someone to protect it, I asked Howl to defend the stone, and so he is the Firestone Defender. And I don't think anyone could do a better job, but unfortunately he won't be traveling with us anymore. And then I'm gonna take his Pokeball and bury it at the top of the mountain.
Okay. Arjan will take a little tuft of grass, stick it right on top of the little mound. Monty kind of plods around in a circle for a sec, pecks at the ground a little bit, and then puts a little X with his talons right in front. Derby, very confused, just kind of sensing the tone of the conversation, just sits quietly. Doesn't make any meat morps. Doesn't dig around. Tries his hardest not to like disturb the earth in any way. Because to him, he's like, Howl is buried in this 40-foot hill, and my little feet are in there. So I'm just gonna not move.
Can they sense that the Houndoom down there is like not Howl?
They're starting to catch on, the longer he's just sort of stood there. He has sort of turned and started looking at the hill. He looks at the trees for a bit. It's troubling to look at, to say the least. It's very obviously like something is just missing. But he's there. Your team is beginning to understand like that's not Howl. But
I was just curious if they could innately tell without me describing it.
Oh, like by looking at
Yeah.
Howl, it is very obvious that
Okay.
yes, that is not the buddy that they have traveled with for so long.
Okay. And hopefully we'll see him again in our adventures, but there's no Pokemon I know that is a better protector than our friend Howl. And then Milo will let out a howl on top of the mountain.
Give me a performance check.
Oh boy. 16.
Ooh.
All right. Milo, as you let out your most beastly howl in the early evening sky, you see this red trail of light, almost like the northern lights, just localized over the top of you, but it's very bright, vibrant red, and the shadows around it get extra dark as it kind of swirls around. And a lot of you at the base of the hill, and the newly discovered Houndoom as well, will turn his head up and let out a similar howl. And you watch as those little wisps and trails slowly make their way down to that Houndoom. And he is capable of producing fire, as a little flamethrower just shoots out the front of his mouth,
Nice.
intermingling with those lights up top. And then it goes back to being very catatonic and awkward, but there are some elements of fire returning to it.
I'll open Arthur's gift before I head down.
Okay. Arthur's gift for Milo is a very small, well-made leather pouch with a little drawstring that's pulled all the way taut and wrapped in some nice tissue papers. Appears to be the beak of like a fossilized bird.
Cool.
So you may write down for your notes a sharp beak, and I'll let you investigate the pouch a little more at your leisure.
Yo, that's dope. Dee will walk over to CJ. Just kind of. You good, man?
Nope.
I mean, I get it. Like, why you're not doing it, but you know you're not gonna be like that, right?
Be like what?
Your sister, I guess.
Certainly hope not.
Well, I mean, I don't know what my dad does. For all I know, he could be working for Team Rocket. He could be doing privateer stuff, or he's just in general just a terrible person. But I know I'm not going to be like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I say too. I know that. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, if you ever want to talk about it, you can.
Thanks, man.
Mm-hmm. And like awkwardly, as D walks away, just be like, at least the ball worked.
Hell yeah. That's, yeah. I'll throw Crash out.
Okay. He hits it, he's just
Hey, sorry. You good?
Okay.
Okay.
Can I perceive Crash's stone on his back to see if it looks...
Yeah, give me an insight check real quick. Or nature. I'll allow either.
Okay, same either way. 21.
21.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. The stone is still a nice vibrant blue. There are elements of a weird, murky, dark green. And it's reflecting very nicely with the sort of red trail that's going through the sky right now. As even Crash, for all of his chaotic nature, As soon as he gets his bearings for being out of the ball, just kind of looks up at the sky, closes his eyes for a second, takes a moment.
Cool. Yeah, thanks, T.
So, guys, I feel like maybe we should catch up on everything that happened.
Who wants to go first?
I feel like you guys have a lot more to talk about than we do.
Yeah, I mean, basically, it was CJ's sister, Cordelia, that caused all the mayhem in Xantha. And there were a lot of dead people. Like, most of the residents in Xantha were killed.
So many dead people.
I would say probably all of the Team Rocket grunts that were on that mission were killed. There were a lot. It was really gross. The Ironbreaker mines are not a thing anymore. It's just been completely destroyed. It's just a canyon now. And something strange was happening, like, in the actual canyon that we never went down.
It's like changing.
Yeah, it's hard to explain, but, like, you know how, like, magma moves and, like, creates new earth? So in the canyon, it was kind of like there was magma, but it wasn't, like, red, and it wasn't, like, scorching hot. It was giving off heat, but it was more just like
the ground.
Yeah, it was almost like it was terraforming in real time. It was very strange, and we saw a Bulbasaur that was, like, half, like, basically split down the middle, like, half regular grass Bulbasaur, and then half, like, ground brown Bulbasaur. It was, like, hopping around on the walls, and there were all sorts of weird-looking Geodudes that seemed like they were evolving to the new environment. It was very strange. Like, a lot of more lush plants were growing. Normally that area is, like, all desert. It just seemed like the entire world was changing in real time. It was very bizarre. Anyway, the Steelix is still there. We found CJ's sister down in the canyon, and we were able to get her back to Xantha. Asked her some questions, found out about the Stonebreaker and their plans. Tried to figure out why they would try and do something like this that would put the world in such danger, because they're not going to be able to do terrible things and steal and all that if there's no world left. So, I don't know. I feel like they just didn't have any idea what ramifications would come of their actions.
How did that conversation go?
And
like,
she
was
arrested? Like, or did she
Well,
leave?
so there
Didn't go well.
there were a couple people still in Xantha that met us at the top of the canyon and helped bring her back. And this guy Garrett, who was there, he was kind of a dick. He was, like, torturing her. It was very uncomfortable. He was, like, hitting her and, like, demanding that she talk. And I was just trying to get CJ to talk to her. So I was kind of trying to distract all the adults in the room, even though they weren't acting like it. Just kind of kept them distracted, talked about the things that were going on in the canyon, while CJ tried to talk to Cordelia. But I don't really know how that went.
It didn't go well.
So it wasn't like she was, like, zonked on pain meds and just spilling beans. It was like...
No, she was very apprehensive to talk about anything. Even when that Garrett guy was hitting her, she was just kind of laughing it off. It was very unsettling. So we didn't get a whole lot of answers from her, but she's not going to be doing much nefarious planning anymore. It sounds like all of these Team Rocket missions are coming down from the top from the director. And we don't really know who that is, but it sounds like that's the person who has these grand plans to do all this terrible stuff and ruin the world. But yeah, other than that, Jax, as I said, told us that he was the guardian of the Fire Source Stone, and he lost to Cordelia. And then promptly Cordelia and the Stonebreaker were able to chase off Tropius. So Jax was kind of defeated. He seemed like he had failed and that the world was going to end, and that he'd kind of given up all hope. It was, again, really tough to watch. You guys know Jax. He's great. He's really powerful. And he just kind of wasn't anymore.
You yelled at her when we were fighting.
Yell at who?
What was that?
Oh, the ghost lady?
Yeah, that was my sister.
What? Well, do you want us to start from the beginning or start from there?
I don't know what's going on.
You might as well just start from the beginning. I feel like you guys have a lot to catch up on.
Are you back down yet? I'm assuming you're back down? Yeah.
I will have said my goodbyes and
Okay.
come down.
Descended
Yeah.
to us mortals.
Yeah. What's up, plebes?
Do you want to start? Because I still don't understand everything that we went through. I mean, there's magical runes and rocks and giant tigers.
It's a heated driveway. There's nothing more.
I think Phoebe
Yeah.
and Claremont combo would tell this best.
For the runes?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because Claremont is the runes.
You guys saw his belt.
What?
Claremont is the runes? What?
Well, I'm just saying, like, he embodies them. Like, he'll be like miming
yes.
next to you and like paint
Guys,
a better
we don't even
picture.
know what runes are, so maybe
what is
start
going
there.
on?
Wait, and D
These runes.
has a quick brain blast and calls over Ona.
Okay. Yeah.
Um,
She'll come zipping over.
Ona, can I see your thing? And I take it, and you said that there's runes carved in on her.
Kind of.
Kind
It's a rough way of saying like she put symbols on
Mm-hmm.
to mean stuff to her,
Okay,
No.
but they're not
The
Okay.
this if that's where you're going.
that's where I was going.
Yeah.
To see if
Ona
it was like
basically
the same
like
thing.
made a cipher that she can make with her little hands,
Got you.
so that
she can kind of feel,
operate it.
feel what it
Exactly.
is supposed to say. Okay.
This is like its
own
own
thing.
its own
Okay,
deal.
because when you
Yeah.
said runes and then these are runes, I was
I
kind of
tend
like,
I tend to use rune to just mean symbol,
you're good.
but yeah,
Those are the
Ona
runes.
has symbols if it helps. These are the runes.
Okay, I redact what I want then, because
What?
I guess D would know the difference between them now seeing them.
Don't
So-
we still have the books?
Did you take them with you?
Yeah.
'Cause
I
you guys
never
left
like.
you left in
Yeah.
a hurry.
No,
Oh.
she stole them and put them in her backpack.
Okay.
She stole them.
I mean, it's up to
Well,
you.
I'm just saying, like, after we would have read them, I would have put them,
Okay.
with my stuff. I would
yeah.
have just sent
It's
them.
the equivalent of a nurse handing a child highlights in the hospital waiting room and then them going cool and just putting it in their backpack.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
but yeah, no, she gamed you, dude. The nurse. She
Yeah,
gave it to us.
Yeah.
One,
Yeah.
you
She's like,
have
"Go
you
ahead."
also you
Yeah.
at least have the children's book
Yeah.
that's like half translated. I don't know that they would have let you take the
The other
the
one.
other book.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that one you might be on your own for, at least for now. I can help fill you in because you did read it, but
Right.
All right, Phoebe, you're up.
anyways.
So what do these mean?
Well, those ones I actually got translated, so I'm gonna show them the book, the little children's book.
Mhm.
This came from. Where did we come from?
Etiola.
Etiola.
Mhm.
And it's their language, right? The children's book is in their language.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. From what you guys gathered, native Etiolan is mostly spoken, very rarely written,
Okay.
which is why they use those runes pretty much everywhere. They don't have a lot of like written text. It's kind of like looking at hieroglyphics
Mm-hmm.
and then translating the meaning of the symbols into a book. So the children's book that you have, somebody has taken the time to do that because there's not a lot of words that they could go through and do.
Right.
So what you have is like
Hungry
all those
Caterpillar
depictions.
is easier than the Bible.
Exactly. It would take a long time
I don't know
to go through that other book and really like unpack an entire
Okay.
religious civilization.
Dude.
Where like a children's
hell is
book
going
that
on?
somebody had gone and visited and taken the time to kind of learn the language. That's what you guys have. You could always go back to Etiola and like
like
look through that book again.
code
but
I'm literally not following any of this.
It's
It'll
okay.
make sense
We'll
if
break
they
it
start
down.
talking.
Yeah.
Okay. Aren't we close to Etiola?
Oh no.
Okay,
just go
so
What's
Tia was
happening?
Phoebe
I'm
was
showing you
given
the
books.
Look
Right, we
at
looked
that.
at
You looked
them.
at them.
I just love that this is Phoebe's
This means
explanation.
literally
Look at
nothing.
this children's book here.
They're everywhere.
Read it.
Are we close to Etiola?
No! I'm gonna have Claremont. Well, I mean, to show you.
Phoebe and I have very similar storytellings. Yeah, so anyway, we found this. Do you know what this is?
No.
Have you ever been to the Grand Canyon?
No.
So,
I'm gonna send out Claremont.
okay.
So this is one of the runes on his belt.
Yes, Claremont's belt now has like this very faint
Which
blue
is this one.
glow, bearing that little protection rune.
And he's into it. He loves it. But they like work. So like this is a protection
Hang
rune.
on.
Do you want me to start from day one?
You guys went to Etiola.
Yes.
Yes.
Is it like a town?
Yes.
Because you guys are making it seem like there's cave people up there or some shit.
It's,
I mean,
it's
you're not
closer to
far
like
off.
a tribe,
What is going on?
Okay.
No, it's a town. There's
like a
There's
settlement.
Duna.
Let's start from the beginning.
She's
It'll be
there.
easier.
There's
Yes.
Duna. That's where you're gonna
Okay.
start. What is that?
To clarify for the three of you, because you all seem to be on different pages of how big Etiola was, it's like 20 people.
oh.
Yeah.
It's like
So
20
there
people
was-
in a couple tents and then one big central building.
That was
and
the
then there's a
only
gym
building.
Yeah.
that they kind of use to be part of civilization.
Okay, so never mind.
We
It's
headed
small.
north. We
Yes.
went to what's the one in between? Rothhead.
Mm-hmm.
And we saw
Start there.
Yeah. We met Gordo from Beaversby. He came with us.
Nice guy. I like him.
Beaversby
Yes.
didn't know what was going on. They thought it was
Yes.
just a bad storm, and like, yeah, we're gonna hunker down. And hopefully, it'll go away, and we can get food. And we're like, no.
It's bad.
It's about what happened the last time we were there.
Nobody knew what was going on.
So we asked if anyone was brave enough to help us discover the legends, and Gordo stepped
Yes.
forward. So he came with us. We went to Rothhead. There's an inn there. We met a family of Etiolans that all spoke the language, but the youngest daughter also spoke English, so we could talk. He told us about some of the legends, which I'll get into later because it's easier.
Gordo told you about the legends?
No, the
No.
family.
The family.
Yeah.
They had
From
crazy
Etiola.
Pokemon too.
Yeah.
They had a like ice Growlithe. One of them was an Arcanine, right?
Yeah.
And then the
Yes.
other one was like a weird like Persian that was
Yeah, yeah.
also ice.
Yes.
Like regional variants?
I guess, yeah. Like they were all ice types.
I don't know if it was like a new Pokemon or a variant, but I'd never seen it before. I have no idea.
That's really cool. Not to derail, but there was a Victory Bell that was ground type that was like in the sand in the desert of Xantha, and it ate one of the Team Rocket guys.
Like a Sarlacc pit.
Wow.
That's a big Pokemon.
Yeah.
What are legends?
So we leave there and we go towards Etiola.
Yes.
We did make a slight pit stop because
get Gordo's
Gordo
pack.
wanted to get his backpack.
Which had the Yeti evidence.
Yes. We find out after Gordo gets the backpack, nearly dies. He breaks his leg, but the Yeti saved him.
Yes.
Of all things. We get his pack, and turns out he was like Captain Fry, where he had helped the research expedition team up north.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Tegan's parents.
Like he
that
knew them.
crew.
Yes.
Yeah. But like Captain Fry, where they were like, hey, can you help us do this thing?
He was
And
their
he's like,
guide.
"Sure."
He wasn't
Yeah.
part of their
Yes.
team. Okay.
And Gordo had an arrow tattoo,
Which he
but
covered.
it was covered up. He'd
with
done
a
a cover
anchor.
up.
An anchor.
But not
that
anchor. Just a generic, like not that logo.
Yeah.
But it looked like he had just done a cover up. Like we
Yes.
didn't know if he was like kicked out or retired.
You
know
didn't
what I mean?
ask him?
We didn't get a chance.
He was unconscious.
He fell off and broke his leg. And
Yeah, wait, what are you talking about? He broke his leg and
He
there was
fell.
a Yeti?
He
fell.
wanted to find the Yeti, and we went to go help him get his backpack. We thought he was making it up. We didn't think there was a Yeti. But then he literally fell off the mountain.
Right. We couldn't let him go alone and die. So we followed him.
We went
And he
together
fell off
and
the
he
mountain?
still died.
Yeah.
No, he fell off the mountain.
Yes.
The Yeti caught him. He was unconscious with a broken leg, and that's when we saw the tattoo. So we couldn't really ask about it.
Yes.
But there's a real Yeti.
Yeah, here
Yes,
it is.
there is.
And I show him the picture of the Yeti.
Yeah.
You took a picture of it?
It's in the
In
Pokedex.
the Pokedex, yeah.
Yay.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, so-
there's
It's
an
an Obama
entry
snow.
with a very like blizzardy picture of an angry Obama Snow just yelling at an unconscious Gordo.
I'm pretty sure I have that picture in Pokemon Snap somewhere.
Probably. Yeah.
So we couldn't ask about it. He was like down for the count. But we got to Etiola. But as we got closer, there's like rocks and they have
Yes.
carvings on them.
That's
of
where we
this.
first saw this rune.
And as we passed through, like there's no snow.
No, yeah. The storm stopped.
So I think it was generator powered. 100%, like generators in mountains, keeping everything warm. Like
Heated driveways.
Yeah, blew my freaking mind. I'm like, this is not possible. But go ahead, keep going.
Yeah. Claremont was like
Immediately
touching them, and
loved
he's
it.
like, I'm making a pilgrimage right now. This
Yes.
is the Holy Land. And we get to Etiola. It's like a settlement. There's not that many people
No.
there, very few, like tents and junk.
One
A
big building.
and a gym, but the gym was like boarded up. Like no one had been in there in a long time. And so then we met with a bunch of the people there. They all have like ice growliths and arcanines, and they're freaking huge.
Mm-hmm.
They have big fangs, and the leader guy had like the head of one above his throne, and it was like all of us put together, combined, our size, probably bigger than that, and it was just its head.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
And
The dude himself was just as big.
we
Yeah.
think he's the gym leader, and he
What was his name?
Ganish.
I got it.
I know that's not right.
I know.
Garnish.
His name's
Yanash.
Garnish.
Parsley.
Yanash.
Yeah, that's
Yanash.
Yanash.
Close enough.
So,
Janusz.
Phonetically, horrible. But
Janusz or something
There you
like
go.
that.
Yeah,
Yes.
that. Not
Janusz.
that.
Yeah.
So we took Gordo to the nurse who
Duna.
Phoebe's very excited about.
There was a nurse named Duna.
Yes, very critical information.
Sweet
Well,
lady.
now we know
There we
what
go.
Duna is. Before it was just
Duna.
we met Duna. I don't know what that means. But
She gave me the books.
Yeah, Phoebe got some
Great.
books, and
just
they
from the
had-
back, just give me the books.
Is Duna a person or a Pokemon?
And one
She's
is
a
the
person.
very
She's a
hungry
person.
You
caterpillar.
just normally don't get that excited about people.
Yeah, that's true.
So
She was cool though.
So
There was a
She didn't
language
speak
barrier.
any English at all.
yeah.
She
That's
could
what
not
it was.
communicate.
There was a language
Kind of
barrier.
was
She
a
probably
Pokemon.
hated me,
So
but-
she kind of was a Pokemon to you.
Can I take this book? Please don't. Thanks.
Phoebe was just regaling her with tales, and she's just smiling and nodding, trying to help Gordo. And she's like, "Thanks for the book." And she's like, "Wait, my book."
My children love that book.
So
It's the only one I have.
the buildings had runes on them.
The big building.
And the big building had runes on it. And when we were in it, we had fire abilities.
Yes.
Like Arjan could do fire, and it was like safe in there.
You're saying it's because of these runes.
So
Yes.
that's what I'm getting to. Phoebe was given 2 books.
Yes.
And
Waving the ball.
one book, not gonna lie, a little bit of propaganda. It's all about like Mother Mountain and like nature's your family.
Nature's family.
And if you
the
disregard,
tribe is family.
yeah.
Family comes first. The tribe is one with nature.
And like if you disregard nature of the family, I'm assuming you're exiled or killed.
Bye.
It was very
so that's
I totally bought
specific
into all
to
of
their
it.
tribe.
yes.
Okay.
Yes. And then the other book was like a kid's book, all about these like stories of legends and whatnot. So essentially, there's 3 legendaries: the Icebringer,
Yeah.
the Firekeeper, and the Thunder Guard. Okay, and they kind of like own their little elements and protect the world, potentially like the original Guardians. We weren't really sure.
Mm-hmm.
And so anyway, nearby was like the temple for the Icebringer, and that was like
Tell them what the name
legend.
is.
Which is
Freezelock Peak.
Yeah.
It's like the scariest name for a mountain I've ever heard, but it was more like a bunny slope than a Freezelock Peak.
Till you get to the top.
Yeah. So they're like, hey, this is the temple of it. And we're like, that's why we're here. Perfect. So we went up there, and it was the temple of the Icebringer, and there was a guy in there, and he had like no pupils, and he had this ice staff.
That was melded into his arm.
Yeah, it was like part of his hand. And then there was a big blue fire in the middle. And they're like, hey, you have to sacrifice something to talk to the Icebringer. And if he deems you worthy, cool. If not,
You'll be
look
like,
around. And
yeah.
there's frozen people everywhere that like failed this test.
Yep.
So,
And the tribes just let you go there?
yeah, because if we fail, we die. So they don't care. You know
Who's
what I mean?
the guy with no eyes?
I don't know.
The,
The-
like
the guy- the
the
temple guy.
speaker
Like
of
temple.
like this ice rock is
Yeah.
what they also called it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Don't know.
All
He
right.
he didn't say anything. We tried to talk to him, and he just kept beckoning
He's
to
blind.
the fire.
He had eyes. He was blind.
He had no pupils. That's what I said.
It's just white.
Yeah. So we were trying. We're like, hey, buddy, nice to meet you. And he's like, do the thing. And we're like, how long have you been here? And he's like, do the thing. And we're like,
Yeah.
all right. And so,
ostensibly, I should be frozen.
yeah, D put in his notebook that his mom handcrafted him with the final message ever written to him by his own mother.
Whoa.
I put in all my mail ribbons from Monty's journeys of completing his test.
Oh, shit.
And Phoebe put in a scrap of paper she found in the village. I'm just kidding.
No, she put in her
She
berry
put in her
journal.
berry journal
Oh, that's good.
that she's never opened.
I was supposed to give Nubster's tusks, which I didn't think about in the moment, even though I said it the previous session, and then I was like, I didn't want to give them away.
Yeah, I wouldn't do
So-
that either.
But I should have.
Give him my gun. Here's my gun.
I should have.
It's very
I
important to me
definitely would
because
have
we
been
say
frozen.
So we put,
That would be very important.
all the
to
bullets
CJ,
start
though.
exploding in the
That's true.
fire.
That's true.
we put in our stuff, and the Icebringer is like, well, best 2 out of 3, and he let us talk to him.
Yeah.
So,
It was very close.
yeah.
Let's just say we almost only 2 of us walked out of there.
You guys are like, come on, Phoebe.
D just goes, here's the most important thing that I have, and the bar was set. And Drew said, uh-oh.
Phoebe's like,
Slash my right arm.
Yeah, they said something that you hold near and dear.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that I hold besides mute. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna toss him into the fire.
Of course not.
So, just to skip past it, we got our stuff back for
Yes.
succeeding. And anyway,
These was with interest, but
Yeah.
neither here nor there.
they Icebringer flew down, and we asked
Gave
it.
us visions.
We asked it about the snowstorm because that's why we're here. And we're like, hey, if this is you, can you like stop or
Can you knock it off, please?
yeah. And so basically, it like flew out some feathers, and each one kind of like came down and gave a different vision of things. Some of it was like present, some was future.
Pause right there.
Yeah.
Do we want to talk about like divisions? Because I know Janusz said like it's weird, like he shouldn't know, so should other people know?
No, I don't care.
Oh, you don't care?
We
Then I'm
tried
with
to
it.
tell him.
No, that's
so-
fair. But he said like those visions are ours and they might not come true. So I'm just
Do you guys want? Do you want to talk about it? Are you cool
I'm
with it?
fine
Okay.
as long as you
This
guys
will
are
not
fine.
stand. You can't have this conversation in front of me.
I'm gonna share mine. I don't
Should
care.
we tell him? Should we tell him the whole
But,
story?
like-
I'd be like, absolutely, you're fucking telling me. Are you kidding?
The
This
guy-
is not something you do to people.
I will get the gun and the knife.
This is not acceptable.
CJ's just gonna be, tell me!
Master Garnish told us that there are visions and that we can't, like, we're not
you
supposed
call
to
him
share
Garnish?
them. Yeah, isn't that his name?
Janusz. But yeah.
Janusz?
Yeah,
continue.
Janusz. So
Apparently he
So much
knows
time cooking
my
with
family.
Arjan.
Master Garden?
Master Garnish, it's Janusz. Yeah, whatever.
So feathers come down and they show us some visions. One is Tropius, full of cuts and burns. It has the fire source stone, but it's colorless. It's lying in sand, trying to blend in with the local fauna, like growing plants to keep protected. The privateers are overlooking. Think the hobbits in the first movie when like the what are they called? The dudes on the why can't I think of what
The
they're called?
Nazgul,
Yeah, are like looking over the hill for the hobbits, but it's the privateers and Tropius.
What are hobbits?
And they're waiting.
Tropius goes into an inn and then watches them stab pillows.
Yeah.
Yes, good.
Taking the hobbits to Isengard.
So Tropius is laying there, privateers overlooking. Haxorus comes out and basically in like one swoop just cuts them all in half.
Yeah.
All the privateers.
And then the creature thing was sniffing out Tropius.
Yeah, it can kind of like we saw that it could like smell the
Yeah.
source stone.
Yeah, we just heard that it could sense them.
Right.
Like, had like a feeling, I guess.
So that was it. And
Need to
then
find power.
second feather comes down. We see a blimp over the desert. We see a woman with long red hair and a wolf. It watches as the Haxorus and the Steelix destroy said blimp. Jax and his Pokemon try to defend Xantha, but they're easily defeated by the Haxorus before it gives chase to Steelix. Blimp hits the Source Stone to cause the explosion, so like it crashed into it. And then the Stonebreaker got chunks of the Fire Source Stone, so it had fire abilities and was like controlling that. So the Icebringer brought the blizzard to mute fire so that it would be easier for us to fight it.
Mm-hmm. To prevent the
So
world from burning.
It was the Icebringer causing the storm and getting rid of fire.
Yes.
So we could restore fire back.
To negate the new abilities
Of
that
that
thing just got.
Right, okay, that makes sense.
So we're
Smart.
like, oh, okay, cool. What do we do? And then it showed us a third vision, which kind of branched, and which we kind of were talking about yesterday. There's one version where we don't defeat the Haxorus. It wins. It then kills Tropius, gets the grass stone, then proceeds to get all the stones and destroys the entire planet, leaving nothing but a war between all remaining Pokemon fighting over power of stones that remain and whatnot, and potential champions. The other path is we win, but we have to select a new guardian for the stone at a great personal cost, and to a trainer, and
Bentley's just gonna go over and hug Milo.
someone
And then
else
that's
can
when we-
continue.
Met you guys.
Well, we came back down.
Not at all.
He skipped a day and a half.
Yeah,
And then we came to you.
then there was
Nothing else happened.
And I got
books.
My notes sucked after that, so
we came back down after seeing all these visions and kind of talked about it and melded over, and we immediately knew that Bentley would probably try to throw Mortar into the fray if it came down to it. Hence why I kind of jumped in the way and said, let's think about this before it's harsh. Hence why I requested you guys to bring Jax as soon as we did, and when we were coming. But
Man, I wish we got that message sooner. I mean, that's a lot to put on Jax, but I just...
yeah,
I think we kind of figured, if he was the guardian and something
Right.
could reinstate that Pokemon's power and he could resume his position, that would have been the best outcome.
yeah, and kind of spoke to Janish some more about kind of everything, and he pulled me aside after Milo and Phoebe left, and apparently he knows my family lineage somehow, and says that he owes my family a great debt, and he offered to turn, from, I guess, my assumption, Red Puppy didn't have any fire things, and said that I can give it over to him and he can train it to become ice type and learn how to do all this sort of weird elemental manipulation that it does, but I didn't have him on me, and so there's that. And then the Haxorus showed up and just started to wreck things, and we asked Janish to defend us as we ran off, and I told him that his debt was paid.
To be fair, though, it wasn't able to get in because of the runes.
Yes.
The Haxorus?
It literally slammed into an invisible wall.
So we were going to try to fight it there, but then Tropius pretty much just picked us up and left.
yeah.
So I'm hoping, because it followed us, that it left the town alone, because it was like, oh, there's the thing I want, and then just left.
Probably.
We hope.
So do you think we should go back to check?
I would like to, because my giraffe ring is there.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's
yeah,
the
we
answer.
should go there.
So,
Wait, no, but you said something about her friend.
Our friend. Whose
yeah,
friend?
you said where's your friend?
Oh, yeah, the
think he's
vision we saw
referencing
of
the
the red-haired lady. Yeah, that was talking about the dog or whatever that was beside her.
Karina was gonna help?
I don't know. Whatever.
What's Karina?
That was Cordelia's
that's
Pokemon.
Cordelia's Mightyena.
Oh.
Yeah, we saw her kind of standing there. I didn't know if that was supposed to be the Pokemon that was the Guardian or was supposed to be the Guardian. So I had no idea what that was, so that was my thing.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
All right.
So these runes, in theory, they're kind of more powerful than the Source Stones, right? They can defend everything and stave off the blizzard that was everywhere else.
It's old.
Froze the ocean.
Yeah.
Well, the Icebringer
Icebringer.
froze the ocean.
Yeah.
Can you just like draw them and then they're there?
But that's what I mean. Like they were not impacted by the weather.
So like now that you have this information, we can just draw them wherever we want.
To our
and we can be
knowledge,
safe.
everything we saw, it was carved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe if we...
So we just need to carry around some rocks and carve these symbols into them, and then we can use them however we want.
I don't know if that
I'm not.
works
We
the way.
haven't really tested it that much.
Claremont gives you the old.
I don't know if it's that simple, but
so
we haven't really, like I said, like tested it beyond what we've already seen.
if they were able to protect from that thing, I'll point to the dead Stonebreaker. We should... I mean, they might be the key to defeating the Prime Mind.
Maybe. You might have to believe.
But who's to say that this prime mind's not as old as these things, like these runes?
Yeah.
It probably has ways around it.
Maybe it is,
Maybe.
but it's worth a shot. I mean, the freaking Stonebreaker almost caused complete calamity and ended the world. Like according to you guys, we were seconds away from the world ending. And thanks to Hal, it didn't.
Correct.
I mean, we have to go back anyway. I just think figuring out more to these runes might be in our best interest.
Yeah.
Because if the tribe's able to help us and we're able to utilize these runes in some way to keep us protected from anything that might happen from here on out, who knows? I just feel like things are starting to get worse day by day, and the more firepower we have against that, the better.
I agree, but I think we should probably wait for Jax to get here and let's decompress. Like, we've been through a lot in these last 3 to 4 days.
Do we need to go back to Xantho since we're close? Because we can like head back and meet him halfway.
I'm definitely down.
I just don't know what else is going on.
I'm taking things
I think we
from
should-
that creature though, 100%
Yeah,
before we go.
I think we should wait here, A, because the Stonebreaker's here, and B, because that volcano thing is here, so we can at least show Jax
Yeah.
once he gets here. If we
Maybe he
backtrack,
knows.
we'd have to just explain it, which wouldn't go so well. So D, Dial-Up, when I was first in Xantha, me and CJ, we kind of investigated this abandoned courthouse, and Dial-Up was in there with another Magnemite that was like newer and had like the chrome finish, and Dial-Up was really old, but the newer Magnemite would like charge up Dial-Up, and they kind of worked in tune with one another.
Okay.
And I always thought it was really cool, and we found out that something came and caught Dial-Up and then used Dial-Up to kind of attack and destroy its friend. It was all dented. It was under like boards in the
Jeez.
courthouse. And they found it, and they were like working on it, I guess, kind of like what you and Neek do. And I was curious if maybe you could check out Dial-Up and see what's going on there, because like they now have 3 Magnemites, but the dented one, it doesn't seem like it's part of their group really. Like it seems like there's a missing piece somehow. And
It's like attached but not working, essentially.
I guess, yeah. Like I know that it used to work hand in hand with Dial-Up when they were Magnemites, and now like it's part of that grouping, but it doesn't seem like it's back to its normal self yet. And they've been working on it and trying to get it back into fighting shape, I guess. But I don't know if maybe there's something you could try and look into to see if there's, I don't know, like a bolt loose or something, for lack of a better term, why it's not just all working together. Maybe help Dial-Up out.
Yeah, let me give me 1 sec, and I'll toss out Neek.
Okay.
Neek. Hey, buddy.
Whoosh. Hey.
Sorry that I kept you away for so long, but bad things happened. I'll kind of catch you up later.
Okay.
Let's take a look over at Dial-Up over here and see if we can't fix up his buddy.
See what I can do.
And then yeah, we'll begin attempting to tinker away.
Thanks, guys. You can trust him, Dial-Up. He's gonna try and fix your friend.
You want me to make a check, Drew?
Yes, please.
Use some of the
So we're gonna start with an investigation check on Dial-Up to see if you can figure out
What
why
it is? Okay.
he's not quite whole.
Okay.
That
so
would be
just
sick, though.
without
Just
the do I get
magnetite
any
water.
bonuses from Neek?
Yeah,
too?
Neek's gonna assist
Yeah,
you.
that's
So you have
actually
advantage.
no.
He's gonna help you out.
God damn it, Tyler.
16.
16? Okay. You're not like intricately familiar with magnemites and what makes them tick and function, but it's pretty obvious there's like a whole bunch of little circuit boards and stuff on the inside that they're able to kind of swap out as they go. That's how they keep themselves functioning.
Mm-hmm.
There's a big chip missing.
Okay.
And you're gathering probably if you were to find something to fit there, you could probably restore it. Whether or not it would be the same creature or not would be a...
And I look over at the
So good.
Stonebreaker.
New graphics card.
Oh God.
An NVIDIA GTX 3800.
It runs in 4K.
But yeah, I'll let Bentley know that it's just missing a key component to why it's not functioning properly.
Maybe it's in that box that the guy had.
Yeah. So there was, when we were in the courthouse, we met a Sableye. It was kind of creepy and could talk to CJ, obviously.
He was freaking awesome. He was really cool.
It was creepy.
He just lives there.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Does he do like fake court cases?
Your
No,
Honor.
but probably, because what else are you going to do?
So
Right.
anyway, he hangs out in the basement of the courthouse, and he has like all these trinkets that he's collected over the years.
There's so much stuff.
Just so much. So he had like a silk scarf and all sorts of other cool items, but
many
we were
things.
kind of not fully there mentally. There were other more pressing things going on. Anyway, it had this box, and it said that we could have the contents of the box if we are able to free Eves.
Yeah, it was like the only thing he
Eves?
wouldn't show us, but then he was like, get Eves back.
the Litwick that what's his face, the eccentric guy who had the boat. I
Wait.
traded Magikarp for dial-up.
The douchey guy.
Evander.
Evander,
that
yeah,
guy.
thank you. His curiosities. So apparently he, I guess, stole Eves away from this Sableye, and they were like
Friends?
an item.
They loved each other.
Oh.
And so now Sableye wants her back, and said that if we can get her back, then we could have
Have the
any of the
box.
contents of
The
all the
box.
things that he's collected,
Oh.
including in that box. Yeah, so...
Yikes.
The box was the only thing he wouldn't show us.
I mean,
so we were
again,
like, it's probably important.
It's very low
but
priority
it probably
given
isn't. It was
everything
just
else that's
cool.
going on, but I have
Could
this...
be the key to everything.
I have a sinking feeling that Evander's kind of a lot sketchier than he even seemed to us at the time, which was pretty sketchy.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm still curious because he said that Evander wasn't the one who caught Dial-Up and made Dial-Up fight his friend. So I'm
Oh.
curious who did that, because whoever did that is not
Didn't
a
you say
nice
it was
trainer.
the other guy that we don't know who he is?
The Collector, maybe?
Yeah. That's what he hinted at. That's what it
Yeah.
seemed
Oh,
like
that guy
anyway.
again.
But we don't know what that person looks like,
Yeah.
and I don't know. Anyway, there's some weird tidbits going on there. But yeah, it was
Okay.
mostly creepy. CJ had a good time.
Yeah, he was fun. He's a nice guy. Oh yeah, and Ruby's my Pokemon now.
Who's Ruby?
This is Ruby.
Yeah, you see a little Charmander with a little tuft of hair.
Adorable.
It's a little tuft.
Arthur died and she wanted
She
me.
meekly waves at you, and then her and Arjan kind of
Very
strike up a little
spoken.
fire.
Oh
They
my
start
gosh.
they start getting the cookware prepared.
There'd be a chef duo.
We could almost start a restaurant.
Yeah.
Arjan kind of helps her with her
A
little
food
pack.
truck, because we're always moving.
They bring over the little like pancake mix, and they start pouring it into a little skillet.
So
we don't even have to ask for it; they just do it.
while
So
things are
great.
going on and we're like decompressing and talking about stuff, Bentley kind of wants to look at the trees around us in the surrounding area to see if he sees that symbol on any of them.
Okay, you're looking for the one of the class measures.
Yes.
Yeah,
That,
let's get an investigation
that
check.
like hammer and sickle logo.
Which reminds me.
It's everywhere.
It's a crit.
It is on just about every tree that's within sight of another tree.
So,
Which, from what you've learned with traveling with Winter, among other things, is pretty bog standard practice for the Sneasels.
okay.
They mark their territory tree to tree, because most of the tribes are able to go from branch to branch to keep ambushes going.
Got it.
But yeah, you guys are pretty much like in the heart of it, and you made a big ruckus, and now there's a volcano. They
CJ,
might-
you might want to send out Winter.
Dude, he's not doing well.
Well, maybe
He's only got like 5 health. He's
got-
not doing
We
well.
got a mute.
Oh yeah, Mute kind of like slumbers over with the long like claw and bone crown on his head.
Bone crown?
Whoa.
Apparently there's a Sneasel tribe heading towards Etiola, and Mute killed their king. Forgot to kind of mention that in the hubbub.
He got a bit
Yeah,
brutal.
Winter did the same thing to one
Winter
of the
did
ones
that
here.
too.
But anyway, this hammer and sickle logo you see on the trees, they're like these really beefed up Sneasel tribe. They've got like blunted hammer fists. They're really creepy. Before you guys landed here, we kind of dispatched a small horde of them, but we're in their territory, so it just as a heads up, they might be coming back. But Mortar's out, Dial-Up's out, Rose is out, Evinrude is flying in a direction somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, we took down this huge steel beast. I could care less over a couple of
Yeah, I mean,
Sneasels.
I'm just saying it
They're
as a
pretty
courtesy,
intense.
so you're not taken off guard.
No,
but
for sure.
like, we should maybe be at the ready just in case they come back. I think it would be at their peril, given Mute's status as Bone King. But yeah, just as a heads up.
Mute's
accepted.
like, I like.
D, can you know much more about machines than I do. Can you take a look at this thing and see if there's any I'm curious if it was a Pokemon that was like replaced piece by piece, or if they built a machine
From scratch.
from scratch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think when I tried scanning it during the fight, it said it just didn't register anything, period. Like, it didn't even recognize it as a Pokemon. So I'm guessing that... Sure. And I'll just start kind of like... I'll have Neek and start kind of
Take a
like...
look.
Not starting
Is
to
it
rip
a
things
book?
off, but kind of just moving,
used to be
shifting
a
the
book.
plates.
Just
kind
checking?
of, yeah.
Okay, so let's
hope not.
do.
Yeah, well, I also threw an Ultra Ball at it, and it just crushed it into a million pieces.
It did.
So 2 points towards not a Pokemon.
Yeah.
Let's start you with a perception check just to look at the body. If you want to just kind of check around the outside, see what you can see.
Jesus. The natural one.
Is Neek helping you?
Neek, yeah, I had Neek out.
So you have, because he'll help you, but
That's a natural 20.
There it is.
Neek's like, dude.
Yeah.
You savage.
Yeah, as you walk up,
Here.
you start to walk up, and you're like waiting for the second that this thing just like whirs to life and cuts you in half. And Neek, just having no concept of what it was, just walks in, starts moving a few things around. You're like, Neek is able to help you find lots and lots and lots of metal, unsurprisingly.
Yeah.
Probably about a ton of metal.
Is it what kind of like steel or
It looks
Vibranium.
To your exposure, it's probably steel. It's really heavy and very inflexible, which is
Okay.
why like piercing and slashing we're doing just nothing, because you're just using like natural claws to try to cut through steel.
Okay.
It might be worth before we do any like taking apart of this thing to see if we can identify any weak point for the future. Because if they built this from scratch, they could probably pretty easily just make another one,
Correct.
Yeah.
and then we can have at least a better understanding of it.
Yep. 100%.
But yes, so what you're able to gather is the metal plating could be useful for any steel type. They'd be able to basically repurpose it into themselves. Might give them a little more defensive capability. Neek does at one point walk over to the like front casing of the head and just kind of start prodding it with a screwdriver and kind of flips a little panel off. And he does find, because of a crit, baby, there is a brain in the head casing of this thing.
Like an actual brain? Like
What is
more
air quotes
more like a
brain?
computer style brain.
like a CPU
There's
kind
like
of
a like a motherboard type deal here. What you're able to glean just from a quick glance and where wires seem to go, this is the means that they were using to track the source stones. Is this
Oh.
box in the brain?
Okay.
Yes.
So Neek is able to like remove the plate for it and is like, hey, there's a thing over here. And it's still active. The thing is still like churning out, but there's no motion in the machine at all. But it seems like when you guys killed this thing, you did leave the head mostly intact, despite Bang kicking its head into the dirt.
How
That
hard
steel
was
plate
that
was
to
that tough.
take off?
The steel plate for Neek, given enough time, is fine because he's using like the proper tools to disassemble a machine. If you were to try to like rip it off in a fight, you'd be hard pressed.
Okay.
But leverage, time, eventually it'll.
So
it'll
always
cave.
carry a
And you like
screwdriver.
actual like skin, like actual like anything like that underneath all of the steel plating wires and stuff like that? Like is there like a
Flesh?
skeleton?
Nothing at a quick glance. There's nothing organic inside.
Okay.
It looks like it's made to resemble something organic. Like clearly they're taking a design and they've reconstructed it. But there's nothing, they didn't like graft steel into a creature.
Okay. I just want to make sure to see
Yeah.
if this thing was once a living creature or not, kind of
Yeah,
thing.
it doesn't look like it was. It looks like it was made to resemble a living creature.
So
Okay.
for the next battle, Monty, Astonish, Stun, Neek, unscrew the head.
Break the box.
But is the box even what's running the thing? Because
So
the
that's
box is
just
still
your
running,
first, that's a cursory glance.
right?
Yeah.
But if
There's
that's
still
like
the whole
what
rest of the
senses
torso, the
stone,
claws, there's a lot of
Yeah,
stuff to
D's
unpack.
gonna take let you guys do whatever it is, but he's gonna go to this thing like every major portion of this creature and kind of just deconstruct it ever so slowly to bring it down to just its bare bones.
Okay.
And I will take however much time I need to like do it properly.
Let's have you and Neek make 2 more sets of investigation checks. We're going to start with the sort of like chest cavity, all the inner workings of machines, because those are real busted. You guys did a lot of work destroying those.
Okay.
And then the front claws, which
Okay.
is where you guys have seen like literal tubing of like red sludge.
So do I get his advantage or do I get his bonus or do I get both?
You can have his advantage or his bonus. I'll let you choose.
I'll take. Hey, I'm allowed. I never heard to ask. I'll take his advantage.
Okay.
Because my investigation, because of the gift from the Icebringer, went up. So.
Gift from the
Yeah,
Icebringer.
wait, what?
Oh yeah, we left
For-
that part out too.
Yeah,
What?
For putting a substantial enough piece of themselves into the flames, they got a stat bump of one thing of their choice.
Oh, okay.
It was basically they
Did
basically
you?
got a boon from a god.
You got it too?
Best 2 out of 3.
Best 2 out of 3.
Because I have such cool friends.
So the first one's a 12,
Okay.
It's really how it goes.
and then
Have cool
the
friends
second
and
one
you
for the
don't have to do
claws
the thing.
is. Come on, man.
Hmm.
A 11.
You know what you really need
Okay.
for this?
On the subject of the claws, it's obvious that they have some method of conveying liquefied firestone. You have no idea how it works. Even Neek is like, I've never seen anything close to this. He's like, I mostly tinker with like camera lenses and like a hinge now and then.
But
This is advanced
Murderous
stuff.
beast
Neek's seen the goop, though.
He has seen the goop.
Yes.
You've all seen the goop.
Yes.
This is very clearly the goop. The question is, how are they keeping it
Condensed.
there?
Moving.
Yeah.
Like,
And
how are
when
they
you,
keeping it from
when you
seeping
say
away?
the goop, is that the goop that we saw in Nutri?
Yeah.
The elemental goops.
Oh,
You guys were bang on the money.
So those
It's
might have
liquefied
been-
source stone.
Tests.
Yeah.
fuck.
To see if like
Yes.
an actual Pokemon can hold it rather than this machine.
And they're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
no, we can't. We gotta build one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as you're looking through
And they did.
the central cavity, most of the important bits have been just shattered and busted.
Okay.
There's so many parts that have just been like ripped out. They're covered in like honey. They've been burned a little bit just from being out in
Damn right they
proximity.
has.
They got destroyed. You do see a little chip on the inside that you recognize to be some kind of tracking device. The same thing would be found in something like the Poryphone. It allows information to be sent from one point to another, not from one point to any point. So there is a receiver in this thing, but whether or not it could also transmit data to and from, you're not really sure.
I'm not gonna even test it. I'm gonna rip it out.
Okay.
Like I'm
Yeah.
just like.
So you have a little chip.
Okay.
Is it just asking of a similar size where you could like put it in your phone and see if we could receive
This one is
messages?
big. Yeah.
This is a big chip.
But this is
So we
like a
just need an
tracking
iPad.
chip, like
Yeah.
for them to figure out where this thing is at.
Yeah.
But if we could use it to get information from them.
That's what I'm gonna hold on to.
Yeah.
That's why I just ripped it out. So does it go inert? Like when I rip it
Oh
out?
yeah, because there's not really any sign of anything going on. When you remove it, there's a little spark, But beyond that, nothing.
Okay. Cool. Let me mark that down. So
Yeah.
So, just as a thought, if they're tracking this thing's location and they know that it's no longer sending out messages, would they be able to track the latest known location?
probably. They know this is where its last stop was before that thing was removed.
I know this is a little difficult for you, CJ, but if your sister was like helming this and she's gone, is there someone that would take this up to continue?
I'm sure somebody told her to do it, and that person would definitely not be happy with the result of this.
So like that director person, whoever that is.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard that title before?
Yeah.
So it's like your like, not to pry, and I don't mean to, but is like your whole family mixed in with this? Like this is your thing?
Yeah.
Oh.
So I guess the short question is, do we need to be concerned about what Bentley just said?
Yes. I don't know how they would get here this quickly.
Yeah.
She clearly was by herself, obviously with her group of people, but they're all dead. So
Yeah, there's
So should we do what
nobody
we
left
can
from
to
that.
like destroy it so they
Yeah.
can't recover it? And
Here's my thought, and I will, whatever the group consensus is, maybe I can hook this up to a public computer, possibly, and maybe I can cross-reference it to see if it's holding any data or a location that this is sending it to, and then I can figure out where their hideout is within this region to seeing what pinpoint, because there's two pinpoints. One is wherever this hideout is,
yeah,
and this is the other one. All I got to do is cross out being like, okay, we know this isn't it because we're here.
yeah,
So what's this other point?
yeah.
That way we know where it could be coming from. Let somebody know that's not us, but it turns out it's probably going to be us that's going to take care of all this because we're just we're neck deep.
Yeah, so good idea. I like it. Also good idea. I like it. So I think we should probably try and destroy as much of this thing as we can, or at least displace it. Like maybe we can.
I am taking whatever parts I can from
Yeah,
this
just-
thing.
I
Like,
can try to
take
bury it
pieces.
with Derby.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like take it and bury it in different locations. So even if they do come back here, they're only going to find a certain amount of it, and it will really set back their ability to make another one.
We're burying another evil thing.
What was the
Yeah.
first
evil,
one?
the evil barriers.
What was the first one?
It's better if you don't know.
Yeah.
Ono
For
will
your
walk
own-
up.
Not that
for
we
your
don't want to
own
tell you,
safe-
but
literally your own safety.
like you just shouldn't know.
Yeah.
Ona will walk up at this point, not understanding the gravity of the situation, wearing the head of the Stonebreaker, going. "Ah!"
Maybe
You're
if-
lucky you're
And she puts it down and kind of taps the side, and he watches the lenses go. And she goes.
What?
Try.
What the heck?
How heavy is this thing?
Pretty heavy. Like she's just basically like
You're
propping it
shocked
up and like pushing it and like whoa.
Okay, yeah, and I
Do
give
you
it
be careful with that
tap.
Yeah. As you do, it's getting pretty dark out. You watch as all the light levels neutralize, and it gets real easy to see. And all of your friends are like bright red, a little bit of yellow. And you're noticing you're looking through like almost like a heat map. You got like thermal vision.
You just hear it go, oh.
This thing's a predator.
What is it?
And there's a little wispy trail leading off in the direction of both Crash and the hill. As you have this thing on your head, you're like, whoa.
Oh wow.
And I look up, do I still see that trail above, like that?
It's real strong. There's like this big swirling pocket of this weird mist going up above.
Any others?
Yeah, and I look around, do I see any other sorts of like trails?
It seems like it's limited right now to just what's in front of you.
Okay.
There's enough readings there that it looks like you're not able to get anything beyond. But it seems like this thing was able to use
Smart.
thermal vision to keep track of whatever it was hunting. And this is kind of how it was able to keep track of the stones. As Ona's like, cool goggles.
You are a beautiful creature, Ona. And I'm just kind of like, there's clear like buttons or mechanisms like on the inside that this thing moved innately.
Yeah. Yeah, basically this was wired up to the brain, and Ona's like, smack! Ooh! It worked!
You could see if you can, like, strip bulk and make it into an actual headset.
That's what I'm doing, baby. I'm making heat vision source-seeking goggles, baby.
Sick.
Yeah, and D is gonna I'll let them know as I'm, like, playing with the thing, exactly everything that I see.
Oh, yeah.
Sick.
Cool. Well,
As Ona flicks her goggles down, she's like...
Sorry, girl, not as cool anymore.
She's like, no.
well, you can see how they
She's
work
like,
in the atom
she goes, need upgrade.
I got you.
Need upgrade.
But yeah, D's gonna start. So this is his project, and just give me until Jack shows up until we decide to leave, and then bury this thing.
I was gonna say, just let me know when you're done, and then I'm gonna start digging with Derby, and then
that way it's just easy. Move over, go.
When you're done.
Okay, so D's step-by-step process is I am scrapping, so he's gonna take the outer body. He's going to take bits of metal and just kind of make them into like stacks. He's gonna kind of dismantle this entire thing, putting parts that look to be the same.
Like you're building a Lego.
Correct. Like I'm going to like dismantle this thing, separate it into parts, figuring out what is what. I'll leave the head separate because I want to take out the CPU unit and I want to figure out how to make a headset. But I will take all of these different shells, and my purpose is to bring them down to a certain point to where I can make Pokeballs out of this actual creature.
Ooh. Okay.
So, yeah, and to be able to just have extra scraps to do whatever else I need to do with.
D, in the meantime, can I see your Pokedex?
Why does no one want armor?
Yeah, sure, here. And I just kind of like slide it over as I'm still playing with the toys.
Get some chainmail.
Yeah.
Our movement speed goes down to 2 feet per minute.
Tropius, can you just come with us at all times as like a sled dog?
So
Okay.
Bentley, using D's Pokedex, wants to look up if there's an entry on Absol.
Okay. Give me an investigation check.
You know what you need, D? You need a variant of Phalanx that's like a pit crew.
14.
Beat stop.
Drew, make it happen.
All right. I'll do it. Okay. 15?
14.
14. Oh, darn, you need 15. I'm just kidding. Yeah, you go through. You do see a couple.
Like, I know that D has not seen or scanned one, but I'm curious if it would still have, like, general information.
Yes, you do see a couple, by which I mean literally 2 entries of an Absol. There's very little info on them, but they have been sighted in the Laris region.
Okay. There's nothing, like biologically about them that would say that they're like inherently like defenders of things, because Bentley's thinking back to the one that saved him from the Kadabra where nobody believed that he saw anything and just hit his head, but he's trying to figure out the mystery of like why it would have protected him in that moment.
Yes, sadly from the 2 Pokedex entries at least, there's not a whole lot.
Okay.
It seems like the people that have captured images of it is pretty far away. The images are a little blurry. You get some like Sasquatch vibes. But there are plenty of resources out there on like other regions. The Pokemon there, you might have better luck in say like a library.
Okay.
Or a place that documents Pokemon sightings, etc. But the Pokedex, for context here, is still a very new development. So they don't have everything on everything just yet.
Okay, it was
But they're
worth a
working on
shot. And I'll give the dex back to D.
Frequently seen by sufferers of concussions, you're like, dang it!
So, out of curiosity, for my character's sake, would I know how a Pokeball, like, I know how it's created, but to give it different sort of uniqueness to it, like with the new tree, the Fallen Ball, and all that, would I know what program it does to give it certain properties?
Typically the stone or material that it's made of, from what you've noticed.
Okay, so there's not like I can replace like a CPU chip inside of it to give it that, but it's like the material itself.
Exactly. You can affect the catch chance by tinkering with the inner mechanisms. You can make things a little bit more efficient. Pokeballs are like mass produced, which is why they have a limited efficacy. It's why they fail.
Okay.
This one would be like good at catching source stones.
Well, so I'm already thinking that if I can get figuring out what this computer programming thing is,
Mm-hmm.
I want to take one of these Pokeballs, maybe make 2,
Mm-hmm.
to be able to catch this specific type of creation. Even though it's not a Pokemon, I want it to the ball to register this type of program.
Gotcha. A Zoid ball.
Zoids.
But basically to where it just
Liger
captures
Zero
it,
Ball.
but then it just destroys it. Not to hold it, but it's just like, zoom, and then just smash it.
A Beyblade ball. You catch them and then they spin so fast they get dizzy.
You catch them and then you put them in the tub and it does tremendous damage to the tub.
Incredible
Completely
damage.
strips
And then
the
your
tub.
mom sells them on eBay.
Yep.
To pay for the damages.
Yes.
Then they become the #1 tool for wrecking houses.
So good.
Demolition.
I love that so much.
Precisely.
We were saying over here, because we're like, when I was like, how hard was that to take off? Because if we come across another one, just pop that up, punch the brain.
Pop
and be
that
done.
sucker off of there.
And
Yeah.
it was like, it's not that hard. And then Tina are like, we gotta go to like a local Jiffy Lube and just catch a Pokemon that works there. And like, you have to come with us.
But yeah, I'd like a Phalanx pit
Pit
crew
crew
now.
Phalanx would be so good. They'll have like race helmets on.
They just run over, stack each other, up, up, up.
It's funny because I just watched Cars. And,
Guido.
yeah, what's he called?
Skull.
Giuseppe is his name. He
Yeah.
goes, I'm done. He's a one-man pit crew,
It's a
baby.
little Guido. They're like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna do the whole pit by yourself? And he goes, psh, psh. Does that like 7-second pit stop, and then he's on his way, and they're all like,
You go,
all their mustaches fall off.
I just watched that too.
A Guido.
I love it.
While D is working on the
Disassembly.
the Stonebreaker and dial up and doing all of his techie stuff, Bentley's just gonna continue lying next to Tropius, and then Mortar and Rose will do some light sparring with the shields and his punches.
Okay.
Fireboy is back.
Fireboy is back indeed.
Just go punch Tropius, see how much damage you can do
Oh
with
my god.
before it decides, hey, fucking stop it.
One. Stop it.
Why?
Sorry.
Why would you do that to me?
3.
Just
Why would you-
exhausted.
Why would you do that to me?
Hey Drew, to expedite the process, I don't know if this would help, but can D and Neek both split up and just D kind of tells Neek, hey, get this stuff while I work on more of like the
Yeah, he
Computer
can,
portion?
he can do like fine disassembly, but he
Yes.
can't like move plates.
That's fine. I'd
They're
rather,
heavy.
I'd like for him to just start disassembling everything while I work on like the computer aspect of everything.
Yeah, I'll say Ona can help him as well, and would probably be very interested in it.
Yes, I'll allow it. But yeah, of course, if Ona's interested,
Yeah,
D would be like,
I would
absolutely.
say of the Pokemon that you guys have, Claremont and Mortar, Crash, if he was interested, would be the only 3 strong enough to like literally disassemble this creature.
Okay. Yeah, they'll just start taking it apart.
Okay.
That's it.
Hey, while everybody else is doing all their stuff, I'm gonna go into my hand. You should bring that music back.
Oh,
Bring it
well,
back. Bring it back.
Music, man.
fine. I will.
You said Rose was out?
Yes.
Baby.
All right, CJ. You enter your hand.
Were you joking?
No, I was being serious.
Oh.
Oh.
Does
There was no follow-up though.
yeah? Fuck,
I'm just in there.
I'm winging it. Here we go. Does what's going on, man?
Oh, hey, dude. As he's like in the corner of your hand. Hey, what's up?
Are you okay?
Yeah. Never better.
What changed?
As you look to the other corner, you see a very dark purple wispy shapes. And he's just like, how's life outside?
It's fine. Do you want to go out there?
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. And he just goes.
Wow, okay.
As CJ goes like this, you watch as Des just tumbles through his head.
It's amazing.
As he's like, oh yeah, I can't communicate out here. Oh well. Alright.
It's better than
Do whatever you want.
Better than in there, alright. So I twiddle my thumbs, but I haven't got any. Alright. As you send Des outside, there's no sign currently of Kaya or anything reminiscent of her. There is simply Purple Ghost Girl.
Hello.
The little smoke, wispy shape just stays in the corner.
Is it you?
You watch as it slowly turns. Looks like a shriveled husk, almost like a raisin of a person. Sunken in eyes, no eye globes. The lips are like withered and cracked and pulled in. Looks very badly burned, but there's unmistakable remains of just red hair. As it just rushes right up to you and stops like maybe an inch from your face.
I don't know. I don't know what I can do for you right now, or what you need right now, but if there's something...
Watch as like the remains of a tongue kind of flick out towards you.
God.
Just needs water.
Long skeletal hands just like reach out for your shoulder but pass right through.
Just a refreshing butler.
You don't have to be here. If you want to leave, you can.
Please.
Please leave.
If you want to, you can, but you should.
Please. Please go. Please go. You're scaring me and my friend. Why are you here?
Everybody outside CJ's hand, I'll say with the exception of D, because you're occupied.
Yeah.
And Bentley, you're running drills, so I'm going to give you disadvantage.
Okay.
But the two of you, give me a perception check, and then Bentley will have yours a
Favorite.
disadvantage.
Did you take more proficiency into that too?
No.
Oh, I thought
Remember,
you did.
I was.
Oh, that's
gonna-
why you're like, I didn't do it.
6?
Yeah.
Okay.
I said I could get an extra +1 to my perception, but that wouldn't
He was
matter.
asleep.
Yikes.
Yeah, Phoebe, you may have dozed off. It's just
I'm tired.
13.
Oh.
13. Milo, you'll notice this in a bit, but CJ's nose just very steadily begins to pool blood,
Jeez, dude.
as do the corners of his eyes,
Whoa.
as he stares into his hand for longer and longer and longer.
Let me know when that little bit passes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
CJ, on the inside, this thing's just slowly trying to interact with you, but it can't seem to find purchase. Doesn't have any legs, there's no lower torso. It's just this withered husk of a being hovering up top.
I want to help you, but I just don't know how to do this. Can I like let you leave? Can I help you go somewhere else? I'm gonna like, oh God, I don't even know what to do.
In an instant, it's back in the corner facing the wall.
Okay.
And you hear the soft sounds of just weeping.
I guess this is just how life is now.
Jesus.
I don't really know how to deal with this at all. So if you need help, let me know. I'm sorry. That'll come back out of my hand.
As you attempt to leave, you feel skeletal hands on your shoulders
Oh no.
pull you back into the realm. As you watch yourself through the hand, you can see the blood pooling around your eyes and your nose.
It's not good.
You look incredibly pale. As you get slammed into the base. Roll initiative, CJ.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Ghost fight.
No.
Jeez.
But I am just a boy. You're about to become a man.
Are you trying to leave? Do you want to leave? I can help you leave. It's like,
You
I'm
should
not
leave.
leaving. Are you sure?
You're coming with me.
What'd you do?
10.
10? CJ, you're up first.
Yeah.
As you get slammed into the ground of your own hand, the physics of which confuse and startle you.
Make no sense.
As you look up, you just see this like withered banshee husk of your sister. What are you doing?
I'm gonna scream back in her face and I don't know, try to punch her.
Give me an attack.
It's a 15 on the die.
15 hits.
All right, I don't know what I'm doing.
What's your strength score?
13.
Okay, you do 1 point of damage.
Great.
As you punch into your banshee sister, she spins around for a second before rushing back towards you.
Dodge, CJ, dodge.
It's a 16.
That's...
As she picks you up and slams you into the like glass ceiling. Milo, at this point, you watch as CJ's head kind of knocks back for a second, and there's this big spray of blood across the floor behind him.
Dang.
This is where you notice.
Stuff? Okay, dang. Phoebe, medic, what'd you do last time? What is this? What
Phoebe,
is this?
you're like,
Oh my-
what? I'm waking up. What's going on?
Oh my god, what happened?
I don't know. How did you did it last time?
I just.
You see a very
I went-
concerned Ghastly, like,
Oh. Uh-oh. Alright, I'm gonna run over.
okay.
Can I just try to shake him like I did last time?
Yeah. Give me a... Actually, you didn't have to roll.
Okay.
Yeah, as you kind of shake CJ awake, CJ from the inside, your whole world gets real topsy-turvy.
Yeah, and I'm just yelling CJ.
And she's got you pinned up against the glass. Both of you go tumbling back towards the far end of the chamber, and you can see Desmond from the top kind of peering in, and he just dives in to try to help you.
Yes,
And we see
Desmond.
him do that?
Yeah.
Yes, you watch as Desmond just goes into the hand. CJ, as the two of you are kind of back against the wall, you see Desmond come tumbling in, getting all disoriented from the changing orientation of his world, and he sends a shadow ball off towards your sister.
Hooray.
As it slams into her, just obliterates one of the arms,
Whoa.
which then... CJ, what are you doing?
I'm just gonna start screaming at her. You don't have to do this anymore. They can't control you. It's over.
Is that all you're doing?
I don't know what else to do.
Okay. Hi, buddy.
Throw
I'm
a
sorry.
shadow
I'm making
ball.
scary noises. I'm sorry.
Yeah, dude, you're in your own realm.
I'm
You
sorry,
can probably do
Groby.
anything.
Summon a plane.
Sorry, Grover.
Well, maybe
right.
start slower.
CJ,
Bring the moon down.
skeletal claws come across the front of your body for a 21 to hit.
Jesus Christ, I'm gonna
As you
die
feel
inside my own hand.
as you feel the ice and blood begin to just pool over your chest, you kind of clutch for it. As Desmond just intervenes, he's like, "Oh, you should probably try to go. I'll do what I can. You should go though."
What are you gonna do?
I don't know. This is uncharted territory. She's just been weeping in the corner for like a couple hours. I don't know. I was really, I don't know. But you should go, man. You should go. Just go. As he shoots another shadow ball off, she just deflects it. He's like, "Okay, you should leave.
I think we should both leave.
You go, and I will follow you. It's gonna be okay."
It's not gonna be okay.
That's not how these things work.
CJ, give me a grapple check.
I was.
So
literally-
athletics or acrobatics. Oh my god, it's got to be good.
Yeah, it's gonna fucking
Do
not
it,
be
do
good.
it, do it.
Oh no.
Nope. Not good.
That's a natural 20 over
Yeah,
here.
it is.
As you run back up, trying to climb up the now shaking wall, you feel that ghost just come up right behind you, grab you by the leg. As you're reaching the disc out to try to make contact with your palm, as it just yanks you back into the darkness. Those of you outside, from inside his hand, as you're kind of shaking him around,
Yeah.
you see little tiny CJ like reaching out for you and falling back in.
Oh.
As more blood is just pooling from his eyes and his nose.
Just to test the waters here, I'm gonna pick up a blade of grass and try to put it in his hand.
Nothing happens.
Okay.
What's going on?
I don't know.
This.
CJ from inside, as she grabs you, Dez comes in for another shadow ball.
Grab the blade
It
of
hits.
grass.
As it blasts the arm off your leg, he's like, "Alright, that was close. You were close. Like, go. Go, try again." Give me another one. Oh, this is much worse, so you've got a chance.
Do I?
Yeah.
A 15 on the dice.
The dice giveth and the dice
16
taketh away.
with
We went from a
strength.
crit to a crit fail.
Great.
As she reaches out for you, Dez just obliterates the hand. As from behind you, you feel his little ghostly ball just pushing you towards the top of your hand. And as soon as that disc makes contact, you tumble back into the world of the living. Blood pooling all around you. You feel like you've been hit by a truck. And you have 3 large cuts across your chest.
Great.
CJ, what the hell happened?
I'm just gonna be freaking out and calling for Dez and like, come out, get out of there.
No one emerges.
No. I'm gonna get my first aid kit and try to start tending to the chest wounds.
Okay. Yeah,
Are you even allowing it? Or are you just running around looking at your hands screaming
Well,
at
I'm
Dez?
like on the ground, I
I thought he
imagine.
was knocked down.
Drew, I'm assuming I hear this now at this point.
Oh yeah, there is a ruckus and a commotion as you're like, what's going on? You watch as CJ just staring into his hand just gets like blown back onto the ground.
Okay, I don't know if it's a history check or if I just know this innately. Do I know what each one of those runes do now?
I would say between, that's an interesting point. Did D put any stock in the runes at all while he was up there? Or were they...
D.
Well, that's the thing, is that seeing all the stuff that he's seen, like literally this metal creature coming into contact with an invisible wall.
Okay.
Like, he's like, there's something to it. Whether or not he believes it is... It's a weird
Okay.
fine line. Like, it's
Okay.
like he has to see it in action for him to probably fully understand it.
Okay.
I think D probably drew them all in his notebook and rated them dumbest to most dumbest.
Yeah, but he wouldn't tell Yandish that because he's afraid that he'd just squish him with his pinky.
Okay. So let's walk this fine line. What you thinking?
Is there a way for me to put one of these runes onto CJ to keep something like that from happening again?
From where you are, I would say it would take you your round to get to him. So whether or not what's going on is resolved, who knows?
That's fine.
Okay. Yeah, as you climb down from like the little stool and scaffolds that you guys have been building over this creature and come running over, CJ, from inside your hand, you see little Dez come flying up towards the surface and then be carved into 3. As he disappears in a puff, and that raisin of a banshee just slamming into your hand, and you see a little crack beginning to form from the inside.
Jesus
What are you doing?
Christ.
Do we see? any
Can
of that?
we roll initiative so we can like go in order of what we want to try and do? Would that make sense?
Yeah.
As
Is-
opposed to just like
Popcorning it.
Like, is
Yeah.
it happening and like his hands reacting?
Yeah.
Can we like see anything?
Mhm.
Dude, what's happening? I feel like
Yeah.
something like you're about to explode.
I don't know. Just instinctively, I think I would just let it out. If
Okay.
It was like trying to get out,
Okay.
and I was like asking it to do something before, and then it just started attacking me.
Okay. You let it out of your hand. You all see that same purple mist just slowly pool out of CJ's hand. The blood still pouring out of his whole face. He's kind of leaning back on the cuts in the chest. There's this withered husk of a human just floating in front of you. No eyes, very sunken features. One arm blasted off. The other one's still dripping with CJ's fresh blood. Now we'll officially roll initiative.
Oh my god.
Top of the round is an unknown entity.
Huh?
As there's a vibrant sunburst flash from the top of the hill that nearly is blinding in the new forming darkness. And you hear some movement down said hill. Nothing beyond that yet. Crash, you're up next.
Is just going to essentially stand over CJ in between the thing and it,
Okay.
and tell it to fuck off. Scary face.
Okay. It's a natural 18.
Wow. All right. Never mind.
As Crash roars, the thing just goes. And Crash himself is like,
All right.
all right, jeez, all right, okay, I was kidding. It's Fine.
More like silly face.
Bentley,
Yeah. So question.
tackle the ghost.
Can I in one turn call back and send out a different Pokemon, presuming I can get the portable PC, or would that take 2 turns?
So it's your bonus action to call somebody back.
Uh-huh.
It's your action to throw somebody out, and it would be an action to
So it would take 2
switch in the
turns.
PC.
Okay.
Yes.
Then it's probably not worth it. All right. I'm not gonna do anything then.
Okay.
I'll just continue tending to CJ's wounds, I guess.
All right.
Envision I'm set on that and not noticing the horrors behind me.
Tiki. Patiki, what are you doing?
He's just gonna try to zap it.
I'm gonna zap him.
Zippity zap zip
Thunderbolt.
zapper.
Go away! 9.
9 misses, sadly. As the thunderbolt passes through the ghost, Pontiki's like, "Oh, I thought I saw something there." Just kidding. It's like a mirage or whatever. She's like, "I probably just need some water. I think I'm dehydrated, guys. I'm seeing stuff." Phoebe.
Just make sure that his wounds are like, okay, I'm not gonna try to like heal him right now because there's a lot happening. But then I'm gonna go to his hand and be like, "You stupid thing," and like try to pry off the. I know it's not gonna work, but just
give me
out of frustration.
Give me a strength check.
20.
Crap. See what
19.
happens.
I just want to see what Drew would do with the 20.
19.
I have
You
no
pull
modifiers.
and pry, and your fingernails are digging into CJ's palm, and you're pulling a little bit of blood around the side, and you let go. There's almost no difference.
Stop
this
it.
point.
Why you doing that?
I hate this stupid thing.
Fair.
All right, next up, creepy crawly critter crew is going to attempt to claw CJ again.
Good
CJ,
luck
you're prone.
going through Crash.
I will give Crash an attack of opportunity.
Get wrecked.
But they're still gonna hit you.
Get wrecked.
That's an 18 on the dice. It's like a
18 on the die.
24.
Yes, that hits the ghost.
Woo!
Boom, bing, bang, ghosty. You're gonna get slapped with a bunch of damage.
All right, D, we need you to build a.
We did a ghost trap.
Yeah,
that's
a
a lot of
ghost.
The
damage.
Luigi
Yeah.
vacuum suck thing?
That's
Yeah.
a lot of damage.
The Ghostbuster pack. Just
10?
25.
10.
Can't cross
18?
streams.
Yeah, 25.
25. All right. Crash, as you bite through this ghost waiting for purchase, whoosh, you do damage, but there's nothing to grab onto. Because you're like, "Get away from my dad." It just eerily poofs through you
Oh.
and cuts CJ for 60 points. Not of damage, but 60 points.
What does that mean?
You don't want to know.
How many points do I have?
61.
You also don't want to know. CJ, you're up. As you feel
Holy
another spectral hand just reach in and kind of close around your heart for a second before you
Oh my
like,
god.
push it out of your chest.
To get more points.
CJ, what are you doing?
I'm gonna try to grab it and freaking ghost vomit all over it.
Just split pea soup all over?
Yeah. I'm just hoping that it'll freaking do something bad to it. I don't freaking know what to do.
Give me a grab and ghost vomit check.
Grab and ghost vomit!
It's gonna vomit up points.
It's 11 on the die. I don't know what's going on there.
I also don't know what's going on there. As you grab it and attempt to ghost vomit on the ghost, you're able to grab it. It's corporeal to you, but you're not able to. As you kind of think, you're like, bah! There's just blood kind of spewing
Crash
out
is like,
from
"It's
you.
harder than it looks."
Yeah. Produce water, Dad. Do it. All right, Milo.
I'd like to perceive the thing that's in initiative slot 1.
Oh yes, of course. Please give me a perceive check. In before it's a 6.
Good luck on your perceive check.
14.
14, not
Nice.
bad. Milo, you see something you thought impossible. You see a Houndoom come bounding down the top of that hill.
Beautiful. I'm gonna send out Monty and get ready to run with it.
All right, roll Monty in. Mortar.
Mortar is going to try for a fire punch on this thing.
Very good. Punch him with flames. Punch her with flames.
Does this count as the first round of combat, even though I didn't just send him out, or just no because I didn't just send him out?
Yeah, he has to
whoosh. Got it.
Use solar flare.
Crit.
Oh, he doesn't need advantage.
So that's
Needs a crit.
Oh.
He needs some milk.
Oh.
I need
This is about to get
some milk.
spicy in here.
I need some milk.
Milk sounds nice.
CJ's about to turn into a fucking
Jesus.
Max damage.
That's 28. Or no, 30 damage, and then tax on 3 burn damage.
Yeah.
Sick.
Mortar.
Absolute max damage.
Well done.
Mortar, as you just go, I know
My
ghost
fire's
possession.
back.
Mortar's got a colored history with ghosts. He's not a
Yeah.
fan. As he just walks up, bam, right in the chest. CJ, as you feel that icy hand closing around you and you're spitting up a little bit of blood, Mortar just punches this thing in the kidneys and you watch as it goes tumbling across. This is the first hit you've seen so far, other than you grabbing on, that's actually felt like it hit. Because Mortar's a ghost boy, too. Red puppy. Red puppy.
Red Puppy's gonna not know exactly what's going on, but seeing D kind of sprinting over towards CJ. D looks over his shoulder and kind of like whistles for him to get closer.
Okay.
And D is going to, or Red Puppy's gonna hold his action, but Red Puppy sees as D holds out like a screwdriver in his hand.
Okay. Yeah, Red Puppy will run up and be like, oh, we're playing fetch. Oh, boy. Dial up.
Dial Up is going to lock on to the ghost
Okay.
and make it vulnerable to lightning.
Okay. You do just that. You watch as the ghostly form kind of shimmers and statics all around. D.
D holding out the screwdriver and heat this up and just yells towards Red Puppy to kind of produce fire and
Okay.
to essentially heat this thing up to a very hot temperature.
He does just so. He produces a little bit of a little ember burst, maybe bites onto it for a second, like, when are you going to throw it? When are you going to throw it? When are you going to throw it?
Okay,
When are you
and
gonna throw
then D getting up to CJ is going to grab where his ghost hand is. I'm so sorry. I hope this works. And I'm going to do my best to embed the protection rune on the back of his hand.
it? Okay.
Ow.
CJ, give me a Constitution saving throw, and D, give me a performance check.
Why are you guys trying to hurt me?
We're trying to help you, my friends.
Hey, I'm
Dude, that was almost a natural 20.
What did you say?
Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
It's an 8.
17.
Okay. As the hot screwdriver touches the back of your hand, you don't immediately pull away because you're like, D, what are you doing? As it burns. But your hand kind of flexes and pulses just naturally as the heat impacts, and D, you kind of like, you have like a moment of hesitation. But you get this nice burn scar on the back of your hand. It's this big line.
Cool. Thanks, D.
CJ, you take 1 point of fire damage.
Sick.
Doing my best, buddy.
It was a good try. It was a good try. Rose.
Rose is going to fire off an Aurora Beam at the ghost.
Aurora beam.
No, she's not. It's a 6.
Rose, the Aurora beam passes clean through.
Poop. Poop on a stick.
Top of the round is a Houndoom that comes bounding heavily downwards. It's going to attempt to crunch this ghost.
Crunch it. Crunch the ghost.
That's how it evolved. But
With a crunch.
on a ghost.
And it crunches thusly. As it bites down on the creature's arm as it's getting back up and just pins it into the ground, you watch as the bone spikes just shoot out its back.
Dear God.
And you hear a booming voice from the top of that hill. Hold tight, kids. Go ahead and roll Evinrude in.
Oh, they're here.
Dodd? Is that Dodd?
17.
Ooh.
Everyone's feeling himself today.
They've made
Everyone's
it.
been feeling himself since the healer healed him.
Alright, Evinrude 19.
Crushing it.
Yeah.
Erude 19. I'm not gonna make it wait till next round. You can come in right now.
Sick.
But so that's Hades' go as he bites into the creature and he watches those bone spikes spit out, and it just crunches down. You see little holes beginning to appear through the ghost as he lets go. Crash. Everybody's trying to like burn and punch CJ right now. What's going on?
Pretty much the same thing. Just shoot some water on this stupid ghost and try to snap on it.
Okay.
Snap on the stupid ghost. That's gonna do it.
Snap on him.
It's fucking 23.
Snapple Jacks. That works.
Here's some more damage, boys. Oh, that could have been better. 6, 7, 8 plus 7 is fucking a number.
15. 6, 7, 8 plus 7. Alright, so 15 points of damage from Crash. Again, not as impactful as you would hope, but it still hits.
Hooray.
It's good stuff. Bentley,
Can he get it?
Yeah.
Can he get it?
There's nothing for him to get.
Okay.
What you doing, Bentley?
I'll just yell at Evinrude like, "Little help here. We got a ghost."
You look at him and he's just so tired. He's worn out, dude.
He can do it.
He's been flying for so long. He's like,
Yeah.
It's Evinrude.
alright, it's a ghost, I'm coming.
He's got the stamina. He can do it.
Get it.
Evinrude is going to try and do an ancient power on the ghost.
Feel it.
So just a check.
Feel it. Hear. Feel. Think.
11 on the die.
Alright, Evan Rudis, you're like, ancient powers flow through me! There is no shift in the land around you. You gather it's
Try.
potentially the exhaustion of the trip. Maybe just the heat of the moment. Who knows? Too much pressure. Pontiki. This ghost is vulnerable to lightning damage until Dial-Up's turn ends. So you got a chance.
Gonna try to Thunderbolt.
Get him with the T-bone! Get these notes out of here!
Knocking your own stuff over.
Oh, unnatural 20.
Get it! This attack will do the full damage that you roll. So this will be good.
8.
8! You watch as Pontiki's like, what, another world-ending catastrophe? All you had to do was ask for some help! Just brings down a clean thunderbolt right on top. You watch as the ghost is just like shattered and rattled for a second as Pontiki's like, I've killed bigger goons than you, I'm not afraid.
It's true.
After Pontiki is Phoebe.
I'm gonna send out Claremont
Okay.
and be like, pick up CJ.
Claremont hits the field, roll him in.
Gotta protect him.
Alright, you throw out Claremont, and he's like, get down, Mr. President! But next turn, as the ghost slinks its way straight back to CJ.
Another 60 points. Bring it on. I ain't scared. If I die, I die.
Mortar, Crash, and Hades all get attacks of opportunity.
Does Red Puppy being there too?
Red Puppy will as well.
Yay.
Crash does not hit.
15 from Mortar.
Hades also misses.
13 from Red Puppy.
Okay. Who got above a 15?
Mortar got 15.
Mortar got a 15. And then Crash,
It's like a 9.
9. Okay. Mortar, you hit.
Sure, like a 1. I feel like Crash is like plus 11.
7.
You're like 7, it's a 22. We're good.
Ooh.
13 more damage from
All
Fire
right.
Punch.
Mortar, you see this ghost just getting back up, and you're like, we're not doing possessions this season. You just grab it by the shoulder and try to slam it into the ground. You watch as it just reappears behind you and continues slinking towards CJ. Oopsie daisies. Not as bad. CJ, you only lose 6 points that time.
Great.
It's quite the range.
It's a lot better. Good lord.
That is a humongous difference.
It's probably a D100.
There
Yeah.
we go.
Probably waiting for 100 to hit.
That's
and then
the-
CJ goes poof.
That's the beasties'
Bye.
turn.
This
CJ,
was
you're up.
fun. This was
Everybody's
fun.
burning you.
You're
holding
up,
you down.
CJ.
They all
Dig
have
deep.
weird plans.
Think of something.
What are you doing?
Use your brain. This boy in this situation really gonna think of something.
He's gonna use
It's the
a
perfect
gun.
situation. No fucking chance.
You've
CJ
got
can't
so
gun.
much adrenaline running through you. Brain blast.
He's literally just going to try to like think about a projection of like his dad
Okay.
and throw it out there at Cordelia.
Give her a
me a-
stern
Stop picking on your
lecture.
little brother. You're grounded.
Give me a charisma check.
Come on, buddy.
Sleeves. That was what did it.
19.
Oh!
You guys tied.
Oh boy.
As you just imagine in
Dad
your
takes both
brain,
sides.
I'm gonna melt her brain right
as
now.
you imagine that same rainy window, that backlit image of your father spinning his glass of scotch,
Dan?
that booming voice of disappointment, Cordelia shatters and dissipates.
You did it!
That's all you had to do.
That's it.
You just have to think
Dad,
about
CJ, as you conjure this image of your father, you yourself take 44 more points.
didn't want to do it.
Oh my god.
That's 110
Are you dead?
Probably.
Not damage, just points.
points.
What? Points on what?
Some sort of points.
Psychological?
Where everything's made up of
Psychic-
points don't matter.
Psychic points, trauma damage.
Yeah, now you're-
You are now a full
Whose
ghost.
line rules I invoke?
We fall out of initiative
You might look like a human, but you're not.
Yeah.
as
Did
Jax
we
runs down the
see-
hill.
Did we see Dad? Or did the ghost just...
It's very faint in the darkness. I'll allow each of you to roll a perception check to see.
Good
Yes,
luck.
we get to see his
None
dad.
of you are gonna see my
I
dad.
will say the DC is quite
Dad.
high, but there's a chance.
Dirty 20.
Yep, same with me.
16.
What is it? Perception?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, folks, needed to be a 23.
Why can't I find it? What am I doing there? 19.
19.
Wow,
You
look at
two
guys
see
all
this.
rolling
You two do
frickin'
not.
high.
Wow.
You just watch. You watch as CJ's just like, Dad, and holds his hand out. You watch as the ghost dissipates, but the two of you see, just for a second, this like silhouette of a rain-covered
Oh, a
window,
disappointed man.
and what looks to be like the slight corner of a desk, and a tall man facing that window, holding a glass. As it turns and opens its mouth wide, he watches the ghost is just banished.
Is there
And
any
just as quickly it's gone.
Any discernible features?
Nothing.
Okay.
It's
CJ's
just like a
face.
backlit silhouette.
Okay.
It's like a reflection of a memory from somebody else.
A nameplate on the desk.
Nothing.
It says CJ's dad.
CJ's dad's name. CJ's dad's office. Welcome to CJ's dad's office. This is CJ's dad's name. But no. Nothing. And just as quickly, it's all gone. And CJ, the blood around your nose begins to kind of dry and pool.
Cool, and now I'm crying profusely, yelling, I'm sorry.
Is your dad named Pringle?
I'm just gonna hug CJ.
Pringle crisp. Now of all times.
Sorry.
As Phoebe's just like, is your dad's name Pringles? As CJ's just crying blood. Just like,
Tell me.
Is it Pringle? Come on, it's been eating me up inside.
it's Pop, you cannot
I know
stop.
this isn't the time, but you brought him up.
You brought up your dad.
What's his name, CJ? What's his name?
Tell me it's Pringle. It would be funny.
All right.
Wow.
As we exit initiative, and the two of you see this just for a second, it's so fast that you're almost not even sure what you've seen. Jax and Hades make their way down from the hill. As you hear the slow bounding steps of Ares on top of that little mound, as he just slides down with his massive bulk. As the three of them are standing there, and Jax is like, your little bug got to me, seemed pretty frantic, and he just kept pulling me by the hand. I assumed you guys needed some help, but clearly you've handled it. Where did this hill come from? I don't remember this. I haven't been on this road in a long time, but I don't remember this road having a hill in the middle of it.
I can debrief him if you guys want to help CJ.
Yeah. We'll heal his wounds.
Can I do a medicine check on CJ?
Yes.
I'll assist.
Bentley, leave this to the professionals,
I'll assist
all right?
Phoebe.
I also have proficiency, but it never works for me. Also,
Okay.
while this
You're gonna
is
help me?
happening, I'm
Yeah.
just gonna be screaming for Dez.
16.
You have advantage because I'm helping
Oh.
you. Yeah, I'm just helping you
Oh,
out.
sweet.
Oh, Grover.
Great. No.
16.
16.
16? Okay.
You didn't see that other
You are able to somewhat staunch the flow.
Okay.
Thankfully, it seems to have stopped on its own.
You wanna
The cuts on his chest seem mostly superficial now that you're looking at them up close.
Okay.
They didn't cut through his hoodie or anything. There's just a slight blood stain.
Okay.
The longer the ghost is gone, the quicker everything's sort of going back to normal.
Oh, okay. Sorry about your hands.
Great job healing me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry
as
about
you
your hand.
as you kind of wrap his hand from all the blood stains and the newfound burn on the back, you're like, sorry.
I'm just gonna keep yelling Dez into my hand.
There is no response from inside the hand.
Oh. Is he okay?
I'll console like CJ at this time, kind of like bringing his head into like my shoulder, if he allows it, of course, if he's not too frantic.
No. He does not allow this. After you
fair.
stabbed him in the hand.
I didn't stab, I placed.
I didn't.
You burned the shit out of the back of his hand.
Only me, more seriously.
Yeah, he shoves you and kind of just is like running around with no reason at all right now.
Sir.
A short while later, CJ. A little puddle of black gas pulls out of your hand in 3 distinct piles before kind of reforming. Hey, boss.
You okay?
Never better.
You're not okay. How do I fix you?
I think I'll be alright, boss. Just need a minute.
I'm trying to put him together and hold him.
Okay.
No.
You can see on the ground next to him 2 large purple spectral hands. He's like, I made it out okay, boss.
Did he evolve? Is he a haunter now?
Mm-hmm.
What? Let's go. That's it.
Nice.
What? Let's go.
It's so sick. Ah! I'm just gonna like hug him and hold on
Yeah.
to him.
He'll hug you back.
Weird. I love it.
Glad you're okay, boss.
I'm glad you're okay. I thought you were dead.
I'm already dead, bro.
Well, yeah, but I don't know. I've seen ghosts disappear before and then they don't come back, and I don't want that to happen to you.
Me neither, boss. I'm glad you're okay.
Holy moly.
I'm gonna go to sleep
Yes, please do
for
that.
like a long time.
Yeah, very long time. Go heal.
As he kind of pats you on the head and just crawls back into your hand.
You got it, dude.
He's got across his back this large 3-pronged scar.
Wow. Wow. I thought he was dead.
You'll watch as CJ tumbles away for a minute, has a nice conversation with a haunter, and then it disappears. Not bad, Dez. Dez heals you for 76 of those points.
Oh, what a gentleman.
Jeez.
What a gentleman.
Putting you back to higher than you were before you started.
Let's go.
What are you?
Oh,
Put
no,
you back
slightly
into
below.
human
Yeah, I
realm.
was gonna say,
The power of Dez makes me feel strong.
He did put you back to a nice round number, though, which is just great.
I love it. Well, perfect. Hopefully this ghost doesn't come back again anytime soon. I'm going to say fuck you to Devin, and then fuck you to Phoebe, and then I'm going to go to sleep.
Okay.
Yeah, with CJ saying that, D doesn't even make eye contact with anybody, and he just goes straight back to tinkering away.
Back to dismantling.
Yeah.
What'd you do?
I just tried to take it off out of frustration. in the
She
moment.
did dig her fingers into his hand.
Into his hand.
I was
You
trying to
both were
help you.
hurting my hand.
Give me your disc.
That's fair.
Give me your disc, boy. Give it to me.
That disc has hurt you more than I ever could.
Can I
That's probably
wet like
fair.
a piece of gauze and like try and get the dried blood off of his face?
No, I'm going to push you away from me. I'm going to grab Crash, and we're going to go to sleep.
Crash is like, I don't know, guys. He seems kind of upset. We're gonna go to bed. That's what we do. That's what real friends do. They go to sleep. As Crash is like, everybody seems heated, I'm just gonna go.
Oh boy.
Let's cool it down with some water.
That's what friends do. They go to sleep.
Real friends go to sleep.
Can see the logic there, Crash.
Real friends don't ask real questions of their real friends.
So has Milo caught Jax up on everything at this point?
I will, at this point, I'll just ask, is there anything you leave out?
Is there a reason to leave anything out is a real question.
Because nobody's really supervising you. You're kind of free flying. Is there anything you wouldn't bring up?
Maybe the only thing I think I wouldn't mention is that knowing the aftermath of what happened, that like we summoned him to have him do what I ended up doing.
That's probably fair. Okay.
Be like, we wanted you to like sacrifice your guy, but I'll keep that part out.
Okay.
But that's
As you're talking, the Hollow Howl, as I'll call him for now, does kind of make his way over to you and just puts his head under your arm, but doesn't expect anything and doesn't react if you were to pet him. He just stands next to you.
Oh, interesting.
Just kind of while you're talking.
Yeah.
He just slinks on over.
I think if it's mid-conversation, I would just like pet him as if like I didn't understand what's happening, like mentally.
Yeah, just
I'm like, oh,
just
Hal,
have him.
hey, what's up, buddy? And like keep talking.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, as you reach the end of your chronicle, Jax just leans back, just takes a second, breathes it all in. Wow. I'm impressed. I'm proud. I'm confused.
Yeah. So I heard that like you previously were guarding the stone. Was it like you, or was it like one of your Pokemon?
As Ares walks up and just dwarfs over Jax, puts his arm on there, he's like,
yeah.
It was a group effort. As Ares just kind of pushes down a little more, he's like, okay, fine, it was him.
Okay. So did you experience anything like that when you were the guardian? Or I'm assuming you're just like not anymore? Like, can you tell that? I don't know. I'm so confused.
Yeah. Ares will nod that he can tell
That he's not.
that he's not anymore. It is obvious to him, as it is obvious to you as well. The flames on his back are no longer like ever flowing and super vibrant. He now has to like actively make them. Seems like there's a pretty sizable shift. But Jax will tell you. When Ares took up the mantle, there was no big volcano formation or anything else that went on. You can see he's dancing around the subject of Howl.
Yeah. When, I mean, I'm assuming that you know more about this than I do, so if you don't, you can just tell me to stop asking questions. But do you think it's safe now? Do we still need to have, like, something protecting the area, do you think?
I think something is protecting the area.
Okay.
I think it's fair to say I wouldn't go around telling people
No, absolutely.
about what happened.
Yeah.
Mysterious hills pop up all the time.
Sure.
But I imagine people will start asking questions based on this and what's going on in Xantha right now.
Okay.
Team Rocket and their schemes, right?
For sure.
Always building hills.
Do you think you could just keep an eye on the area and let me know if anything happens?
Of course.
Thank you.
You kids should rest.
Okay.
My team and I will keep watch for you. But you should get some sleep. You've had a long couple days.
Yeah. Are we gonna camp here, you guys? Do we want to camp here?
D's completely shut everybody out and is even ignoring Jax and continues to dismantle.
I'm already fully asleep.
Yeah, CJ just passes out.
Okay.
As Crash lays there, he's like, I'm sleeping too.
Bentley will
Like, real
just be
friend.
setting up his tent.
We're just gonna camp here. It seems.
Yeah, I'll keep watch. I've been hearing a lot of Sneasels have moved around in that storm. Nothing we can't handle.
Okay. And then, are you going to bed?
Bentley
Why?
will
What are you
call
doing,
back.
Milo?
I'm asking as a player, not as Milo.
I'm gonna go to bed, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna head over to the creature Stonebreaker in D.
Yeah.
And be like,
Ona and Neek are like, hey, what's up?
hey,
Hey.
there's a lot of tech here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is... I don't even know what most of this does.
It's fair.
There's like... That whole tube. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, it's a unique tube
Yeah.
for sure.
Look at the size of its hand.
It's enormous.
It's like as big as you.
That's
big.
terrifying. How's it looking with the machinery, D?
Doesn't say anything.
He's working really hard.
The only thing you'd probably
in the
hear from
zone.
D is stupid, stupid, stupid. Why do you think that something like that would work? Or you could make it work?
Are you okay, D?
Doesn't say anything.
He's working it off, I think.
Okay. Well,
I'll make sure he doesn't do anything crazy.
okay. I'll be right there if you need anything.
Ona will kind of tug on your shirt, and with her 2 of her fingers on the big hand, point over towards CJ. Tater not okay.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't understand ghosts enough though to have any idea at what state this is. If that was like near death or a normal Wednesday.
We talk tomorrow.
Okay.
No more ghosts.
Like you can sense that?
We talk tomorrow.
Okay. Whatever.
Let Tater rest.
Sure.
As Milo kind of walks away, I'm gonna take Red Puppy, kind of hold him close, and I'm gonna have him light the screwdriver one more time. And D will unfrill his flannel up to his elbow, and just say, "Fair's fair," and he'll press it into his own skin.
Okay. D, you burn your arm with a screwdriver.
Yeah, revealing more still of his like overhealing like previous wounds as well, and kind of puts it like in a spot to where he doesn't already have one.
Oy. You do so.
And then D will continue to work through the night, knowing that he will suffer an exhaustion, but he doesn't sleep.
Okay. Neek tries like twice to be like, hey man, you should sleep. And then when he realizes it's the last cause, he's like, okay.
D would give him the knowledge of like, I'm okay. Not that like he has anything to do with what's going on, that it's not his fault. But he will refuse his kind offer, but leave his ball out if he wants to go back in it or sleep outside.
Okay. Yeah, Neek for a little while like keeps working with you and then eventually just curls up by your feet.
Okay.
Red Puppy kind of does the same. After seeing what you did, he's like, I'm gonna go to bed.
Yeah.
I gotta sleep that off.
Yeah.
As even Ona just looks at you and is just like, let's check over here. And just is like, you need to work something out. It's okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Uh-huh.
And I'll just talk shop with Ona the entire time. As long as the conversation is about dismantling this thing, D will speak.
Yeah, she'll just keep you talking.
Okay.
She's just like, let's check back feet.
Okay.
And just start prying some stuff off. Jinkies. All right. Well, on that somber note, as everybody lays down to sleep with Jack's standing vigil, everybody but D keeps working. We'll pick up here next week.
Wowza.
Whew! So thank you guys for watching. And we'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye. At great personal cost, CJ is freed from his sister's grasp, but the scars from the night's events may never fully fade. If you enjoyed this leg of the Tater Tots journey, leave a like on the video and show them your support. If you'd like to keep up with the Tots in the future, why not subscribe to the channel? If you'd like to help us out in other ways, you can follow the links in this video's description box to the Patreon. From there, you can join the discussion in our Discord servers, check out the post-show, still rolling, and get access to some extra special content before it goes live. There's also a link if you'd like to check out some Boarding Party merch, and let us know in the comments below your thoughts on the CJ situation, and where the road might take our heroes next. Thanks for watching Boarding Party. We'll catch you next week.